When streamers put these countdowns on, I always wonder if really they are just in their chat reading the comments and relaxing, or if maybe they've gone off to do a quick poo. Well, I can answer you, Murray. I actually went off to make a cup of tea and do a quick wee. I'm now putting some shoes on for reasons that will become apparent in a minute. You see, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For Christmas, what I got was weight gain. But don't worry, I've thought of a plan to get rid of that. A plan which involves the actual path of Exile. Because while I am impressed that all of my fellow Exile streamers are, of course, playing Path of Exile as much as they possibly can, you know what they're not doing? They're not walking the actual path of Exile while playing Path of Exile. I thought, what if we did that? What if I went out, bought a treadmill? Problem was, I realised after buying the treadmill I couldn't afford a standing desk, so I've just piled up a load of Warhammer boxes on my regular desk, and what we're now going to do is play Path of Exile, windowed mode of course, while walking the actual path of Exile. This way, we get fit. See? You can't go wrong with that. I don't think there's no way this could go wrong. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down here. You give it 10 minutes max. Okay, so I'll be real with you. I have so far played Path of Exile 2, 6 hours a day, for the last week, walking 10,000 steps every single day on this, without fail. I have, genuinely. Now, I haven't done it while streaming. Don't know how well that's going to go. But other streamers are, of course, in many ways, cowardly for not walking the actual Path of Exile. So let's get rid of the old DVD logo. The only problem is that clicking the wrong thing randomly while we bounce around. Playing the game's pretty damn easy, to be fair. This is the path. Every other streamer that's not walking the actual Path of Exile, cowardly. That's what they are. Make it so you have to dodge IRL to dodge in the game. Like, I have to actually forward roll on this. Look, I'm doing sports. I'm wearing wristbands. See? I'm wearing actual prop sports bands. That's what these are. I thought we'd lose a bit of weight. You should run. This is a desk treadmill. It only goes to like 6 kilometers an hour. All right, right now we're doing, I've got a little button thing here. Right now, what are we doing? I've got to kind of leave, we're doing, give it a second, it's showing the time at the minute. We're on 3. We're walking 3 kilometers an hour right now. I think is a basic, the lunging, good point. I am wearing the lunging jeans. We could lunge as we do this, see? Look at that. There's so many ways we can incorporate fitness. Can you walk backwards? One step at a time. Literally, in this case. But let's start with the basics first, all right? Let's start with the basics. We're going to play nice, simple, Path of Exile, nice and easy, nothing too complicated. What I'm going to do is take stream chat, stick it over here, so I can see what you lovely people are saying without needing to look at over here. There we go. Ooh. Which way is the best way for me to look? Probably this way. That seems best. The Beatles moves. Can we have a heart rate monitor on screen? If I can work out how to do that, sure. You only move in-game when you walk in real life. Well, you're making this far more complicated than I wanted it to be. It was meant to be very, very easy. Very silly, very basic. Weighted clothes we could do. Did everyone have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? Did everyone eat far too much cake? I did. That was the whole problem. I've realised as well, you can see the reflection. It's not really a reflection, it's more of a video on the actual walking screen of the fact I am still playing in windowed mode. And someone is going to ask, Josh, do you have a cup of tea? I'm walking on a treadmill while standing up. Of course I've got a cup of tea. I can walk and drink at the same time. Dude, there's no game sound. I'm not doing anything. I'm sorry, hang on. Let me just keep casting spark loads. There we go. Game sound better for you? No way you stream with it as well. Visa, look, for Christmas, I got weight gain. That's what I got, because I ate too much cake. I ate too many mince pies. I drank a bit too much sherry. We went a bit crazy with it. And so I thought, you know what I need to do? I need to lose some weight. Which is difficult to do when you're playing Path of Exile 2 for 6 hours a day. But what if, you know, oh, delightfully devilish levels, Seymour. What if I could find a way to do cardio while at the same time scratching my number go up explosion itch? What if there was a way to do it? The sound is there, but it's quiet. Hang on. How's that? Game should be louder now, and you should be able to hear the sparks. Lose weight. No, we're going to make gains as well. Gains are happening. We're lifting weights. We've got the weights downstairs. I've got my sippy cup of gamer sups here, just in case. Can we enable high HP/mana numbers? I didn't even know there was a way you could do that. But yes. How do you do that? I'm assuming that's in options. Interface. Probably. Where are we looking for HPs? Here we go. Show life/mana levels. That's good. Flash buffs I don't particularly need. Auras. Yeah, we like a good aura icon. Show mini life bar above you. I don't think we need that. How's that? There we go. We have got 458 life. You only really need 1, to be fair, which is why Chaos Inoculation is so damn good. Lifting weights while playing. I'm not lifting weights while playing. I am walking while playing. This is the actual path of Exile. Every other Path of Exile streamer that's not walking at the same time while playing the game, they're strictly posers. You can tell them I said that. Wouldn't it be better to play with a gamepad while on a treadmill? Probably would, yeah. Why am I not doing that? That's a good question. I have a gamepad. It's in the drawer. Used it to play Soul Reaver. But I didn't think about that too much. Now let me talk you through my build. So I've actually made a couple of builds on Path of Exile 2 so far. I made, my favourite without a doubt, was the stat stacking gemling. I loved the stat stacking gemling Legionnaire so much. The problem is, for that build to be good, you have to have a load of really expensive, really powerful equipment, of which I've got some of, but not all of. Now, I also liked the Farcher, the Gas Arrow Archer. That's still there, that's still existing. But here's the plan. I wanted to build a Spark Mage in order to farm items, in order to get the items to play the Gemling Legionnaire. But, bear with me here. My Gemling Legionnaire is not as good as the ones that I keep seeing on YouTube videos. And my Archer is not as good as the ones I keep seeing on YouTube videos. And now my Spark Mage is not as good as the ones I keep seeing on YouTube videos. And I'm beginning to think the problem might be me. But then I thought, there's no way that can be. Because I keep seeing people in the game saying, if you want a good build, you have to just listen to a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer. And I'm a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer. So that means, paradoxically, that whatever build I go for is a YouTuber/Twitch streamer build. Therefore, it must be good. There we go. I literally cannot make a bad build. Because from what I've heard, every single YouTuber build is overpowered. Just make the Josh build. To win, you must... So the problem that I'm coming up against is, if I give myself enough damage, I don't have enough defense. And if I give myself enough defense, I don't have enough damage. And the conclusion I'm making is, the game is just badly designed. Because there's no way this can be my fault. I refuse to believe that. It's clearly someone else's fault here. 1 point in each skill. No. Now, I can show you the other build. Oh my god, I forgot there's a checkpoint right here. I'll show you the other build that we've got. My Gemling Legionnaire is without a doubt my tankiest build, seeing as it has 89 all defenses, which is pretty good, 89%. But it doesn't have the damage because I need a different Pillar of the Caged God. I've got the... This will only make sense to people who have been obsessively playing Path of Exile 2 for the last week. Everyone else is there going, Josh, what are you on about? But for those of you who have been obsessively playing Path of Exile 2, allow me to explain. I've got the Pillar of the Cage God with 12% damage increase per 5 strength, but I've socketed 2 cold damage runes into it, which was great for leveling, but not good for scaling at endgame. I need a Pillar of the Cage God with 2 attack speed increase socketed runes in order to take advantage of the Hands of Wisdom and Action wraps that you can stack intelligence onto. Now that will make sense to a few people in chat. Some of you will be nodding along going, yes, you're very wise. I can see why you've done... Wait, what the hell? You dropped a pillar? No, I've got 2. I've got 2. I've got 2 Pillar of the Cage Gods. One of them I actually got from the gambling lady at the start, when I was like level 3. Josh, how did you get a pillar? You can gamble for them, it's fine. Like, gambling itself is not fine, don't take that out of context. I mean that you can talk to Finn in Act 1 and purchase a random quarterstaff and you could potentially get a Pillar of the Cage God. Why is everyone angry at that? How did you get a... It's not a rare item. It's worth like 2 Exalteds. You can get a Pillar of the Cage God relatively cheaply. How long am I going to stream while walking? 4 or 5 hours? You've never got a unique from Gamba. I've also got the... I think I've got the Raptor Talon crossbow unique as well. Just gamble, it's fine. Oh no. Oh no. Those calves... Oh, they were burning. This is the first day that I've worn shoes while doing it. Yesterday I was wearing slippers all day. I didn't realise until I was 6 hours into a serious Path of Exile 2 session I've been wearing slippers for 6 hours. Path of Exile 2 walkthrough. You know what? That's what this is. This is the ultimate walkthrough. I am literally walking through the game. Am I explaining how I'm doing it? No. I might need to change the title to that. This is the only way to... Should I make a series of videos where I walk through games, but what it is just me playing the game while walking the entire time? Oh my god, this is a step-by-step guide, isn't it? This is the ultimate step-by-step guide. In many ways, the only step-by-step guide. You'll have to play... Oh my god, play Journey for it as well. So, let's have a look at the... Let's have a look at the skill tree. Now, for some reason, the game has stopped lagging as well, which I like quite a lot. Now, I'm going for the shock build, which means I need to increase the magnitude of shock quite substantially. And then what we do is we have the cast on shock ability, which will do a ton of damage to the enemy based on the magnitude of the shock we have inflicted. I just need to know where all the nodes are that have magnitude of shock. I'll talk you through what I'm doing in a second. You took no spell damage. Don't need it. I mean, I'll get some of it. There we go. Increased fire damage. No. Critical hit. Increased spell damage if you've dealt a critical. Potentially. I have gone with very little spell damage for the time being, just to really push into... There we go. Increased critical hit chance for spells. That'll work. 15% increased. Is that critical? Spell damage. Yeah, I'm doing lots of damage. Why not? It's a one-shot build. We're very much going for the one-shot thing here. Now, I will, without a doubt, be respecking this at some point. Because I followed a YouTube guide to build my Pillar Gemling, and it wasn't very good. The guide was great, but my character wasn't. And then I followed a guide to build my Archer, and again, not very good. And now I'm following a guide to build my Spark Mage, and again, I think the issue is me. Like, I hate to admit that, but I'm the common denominator in the failures of all of these builds. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to learn this game step by step. And that's what... Did I ever open the puzzle box? No, it's actually still on the shelf behind me. In fact, if I make the screen bigger, you can just see the entire room behind me. I assume the room is tidy. Let's double check. I think it is, yeah. But no, the thing is... I'm going to try and point to it now really carefully. Pretty sure it's like there. There we go. It's there. Wait, what's going on? For Christmas, I decided that I need to lose a load of weight for the next year, and because I spend the majority of my time at the computer, I thought, why not just get a walking desk? But then I realised that I couldn't afford one of those raising desks, so I've just stacked a load of Warhammer boxes on my regular desk, which in many ways is actually more expensive than just buying a rising standing desk. And the vest's there. The vest's there. I'm not walking the entire time with a vest on. That would be... It's kind of... I wouldn't say it's... Yeah, a ghetto is one way to describe it. It's a little bit... Improvise, adapt, overcome. The problem is that I've got to keep my head forward while my eyes down, because otherwise I end up gaming like this. That's the problem. Just walking forward, just slowly creeping on the PoE2 to get my eyes at the right level for the monitor. And this is, I mean, this is pretty good. This is just, and this is crouch. That's what it is. I'm playing a video game now. It's just as soon as you tap control. That's what it is. We're crouching now for the game. Then we stand back up. See? The shrimp walk. Next time you play PoE2, you should speed run. I mean, we can make this treadmill go a little bit faster. But for everyone who's playing Path of Exile 2 who's not actually walking the path like I'm doing, are cowards. Calling them out, all of them. Do it. Scissoran, what are you doing? You're not walking the actual path of Exile. Watch this video. It's a step-by-step playthrough of the game. It's literally a walkthrough. The gamer posture walk. Put on the hat, +5 to intelligence. And some of you will say, but Josh, surely your iconic kind of feature is a mug of tea. Are you going to have a mug of tea while walking like that? Would you do that? Is that dangerous? I can walk and drink at the same time. It's fine. I'm prepared. But what if you need some gamer subs? But what if you're like, oh my god, I wonder if I have any Christmas mead left? You know, that thought we all have. And that's where we are in life right now. This is the wave that I'm riding. This is what I've decided to do with my time. Wasted plus treadmill. Oh my god, 24-hour Path of Exile 2 drunk walking stream. Oh, that'd be a walkthrough of the game, wouldn't it? Every time you die, you have to take a shot. Just get slowly more and more pissed at the Arbiter of Ash. Right, let's do this. Come on. The only reason I am playing this build is because I want to gear my Gemling build. And I have been told that the Spark Mage build is good for gearing. Is it? Don't know. We're going to find out. Inside the... Oh my god, I could just get a mini fridge that's the right height to be the kind of mouse mat that I'm working on now, and then just get a drink out of there every time. We could do that! I need to also train myself to stop picking up spirit gems, because I've actually maxed out my 500 spirit gems. Now, if I kill this boss, I get more spirit, which is important because I've got 110 spirit currently, simply because I'm using the Oaksworn Sigil Crest Shield, which is not a good shield for this build, but it provided me plus 50 spirit, which allowed me to run the Archmage. And the Archmage is a really good passive buff in this game. So good it's probably going to get nerfed. But if we kill this lady, we get a ton of stuff, which is important. So the plan here is pretty much just fill the area with sparks, then kind of stand still, really. Get the little orb next to her, cast that, drink lots of potions, stand still. Don't die. Dying is the problem with this build. It's not got a ton of survivability. Ooh, there we go. I am running Mind Over Matter though, which means damage will come off my mana before it comes off my health, which is very important. Because damage coming off the mana it's much easier for me to restore mana than it is to restore health. God damn it. Oh, she died. Well, I'll count that as a draw. That's 50-50. Why is the game's resolution so low? That is to do with two things specifically. One is the fact that Twitch sometimes throttles your bandwidth if your gameplay is too good, and two, it's because I'm running the graphics at 56% reduction, 1076 by 600, because I've realised that you don't deserve more. That's pretty much it. You know how people go, oh, my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution is 1076 by 600. I'm really pushing that 1998 vibe. Everyone's like, oh, this is just Diablo 2 again. Well, here you go, true Diablo 2 experience. You're getting 600 pixels vertically. That's what you get. Does it look good? It looks fine. That's what it looks. It looks absolutely fine. Cool. We have now got 40 to spirit, which means I've got 40 spirit spare, which means I should be able to, if I am lucky, run... not good enough. Need 60 spirit for cast on shock. Okay. I need something that has spirit on it. Or... see, I've got 150. Archmage takes 100. Do I have anything that reduces the cost of buffs? Because I want to run cast on shock and Archmage at the same time. Josh, why are you walking? Got fat, decided to not be. This gives us a perspective on your height. I am 5'11", 1 inch short of being handsome. It's true. Do I have a spirit amulet? Nope, I am running the Everlasting Gaze, which you kind of need to in order for this build to restore enough mana to be able to work. Right now the mana regen is 135 per second, which is very important. Poor guy, 5'11", 5 foot kings, guys. It's alright. You look 5'7" from up here. I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment. Truly Henry Cavill from AliExpress. If I ever meet Henry Cavill, I will need to stand on a phone book or something. And I'm showing my age there because I went to the phrase phone book. Some people won't even know what that is. Right, so we can't run Archmage and cast on shock, which is super annoying until I get something with more spirit than 50. I need a... effectively, I need a shield with at least 60 spirit on it. That is a quest item to be handed in as well. Let's go and hand that in. Am I sure I won't need a soapbox? Hey, I've got opinions. You all need to hear them. And because I'm a Twitch streamer, my opinions are therefore objectively better than everyone else's. I don't make the rules, guys. Apparently that's true. It's just how it is. Ooh, we get to choose a charm. I'm not going to use any of these. So I'm going to get that, and then just with certain dominance, I'm going to sell it right back to her. I need a sigil with at least 60 spirit on it. Oswald, sell me a good sigil, my bro. Sell me something sexy. None of these are good. None of these are what I need at all. Oswald, you've let me down. None of these are good sigils. Well, I guess until we find a good sigil, we're just going to carry on, do a bit of grinding for a bit. Replace shield with scepter for more spirit. That could work. What scepters have we got in the old... oh yeah, I've actually organised my bank. Do you got... oh, okay, right. So if you've not been a fan of this channel for a long time, you need to understand that the organisation of the bank is a big thing. People have been on at me for years to organise my bank. So let me talk you through the organisation of my Path of Exile 2 bank. Tab 1. Runes, ultimatums, the Jinbaras, and then we've got the jewels. We've also got a couple of the map rewards that I've ran there as well. Pretty much things that look shiny. Alright, tab 2. I will be honest, this is where it begins to break down. Tab 2 is maps, precursor tablets for the towers when you're running the endgame maps, a couple of skill gems, a couple of rings, there's body armor, there's gloves that I can't and won't wear, and then there's one scatter shot, obviously. Now I can see that tab 1 we started strong. Tab 2 we get a bit weak. Tab 3, gonna be real with you, I don't know what this is. Tab 3 I think is where I put things that I'm going to do with stuff later, but then I kind of forget what I was planning on doing with them in the first place. The fart dart is not dead, it's just taken a break. So tab 3, it's a bit eclectic. Tab 4 is other. So it goes runes, ultimatums, Jinbaras, jewels, essences, catalysts, and 1 soul core. Then it goes into maps, precursor tablets, excess skill gems, couple of armor bits, rings, and a scatter shot. Tab 3 is I'll do stuff with this later. Tab 4 is other. 5, pretty self-explanatory, things that stack. 6, I don't know what I was doing with this. Some of this is unidentified, some of it I can use. 6, we'll come back to this later. 7 is a similar situation to 6. They're all rare, so we can at least discuss the fact that that's important. Tab 8, I'll be real with you, is a very similar situation to tab 6 and 7. I think there was a reason I was keeping these things. It might be because all of these things have plus something to levels of skills. So we've got +3 to all melee skills. We've got... It doesn't actually work on that, so that's wrong what I just said. 9 is to be decided. Tab 10 is other stuff. I don't know why I left gaps between these gems up here, but I did for a reason, and it's very important that I did. Tab 11 is extra uniques. Now, some people will say, Josh, why are you keeping the extra uniques? If you've already got them, why not just, throw them away? Why do you need 4 Black Gleam Fire Quivers? No. But the deep animalistic crow part of me cannot throw away a shiny orange object. I just can't do it. Bragging rights. Do I need 2 yarn gripers? No. But I've got them. Technically they're gloves, so I've got 4 of them. 12 is uniques. We've got a couple of good uniques, to be fair. I've gone through, found some decent stuff already. Have been playing for quite a while. Managed to grab a couple of things. 13. Now this tab is interesting. This is the big tab. What's in here is... We're going to move on to 14, which is 494 out of 500 gems. Do I need all of these gems? No. Am I using them? No. If I need a gem that I've already got cut, am I going to use it? No. What I'm going to do is take an uncut gem, turn it into a gem that I already have but don't want to search for, equip that, then, when I unequip that in the future, berate myself for creating yet another gem of the same type. And you might not think that's a big problem. Well, it is, because we've got 2 cold infusions, 2 cold masteries, 2 fire infusions, 2 heavy swings, multiple uncut support gems all down here. Basically, I've made a bit of a mess of this, so I'm going to put that spirit gem away. I'm going to stack these. I've actually set up filters to automatically put specific things into specific places, so be proud of me for that. Thank you. Thank you. Isn't there a search function for this scenario? In a way, yes. Now, do I have any scepters that I can actually use? No. That one requires level 64. I'm level 62. That needs 66. That, however, would give me plus 34% increased spirit. That's not actually that much. And I'm not using minions, so it wouldn't really work. Plus 5 to all attributes would be cool, but again, no spirit. I require something that has spirit on it, and I don't think either of these do. No, so for the time being, I'm just going to kind of carry on the way I am with this. I'm going to keep doing. I feel like you didn't address why you have uncut skill gems in other tabs, which means not all of the skill gems tabs. It's a complicated system. And if you need to ask, you clearly don't understand it. I am a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. Therefore, every build that I make in an online game is objectively correct. That's what I've been told by the chat. Chat in Path of Exile 2 said, if you want to be good, watch a YouTuber or Twitch streamer build. And I thought, okay. By virtue of my job, anything I make is good. Did I check for a scepter? Yes, I did. Didn't have any. We're going to go with the Miracle Bite wand plus 4 to the level of all lightning skills. 4! That's good! That's a good number! Right there. It's a good, strong number. We're going to go and grab some soul cores. While I'm doing that, I'm going to chat to you guys. Now, thankfully, because I've finished the game like 4 times now, I don't need to pay too much attention. In fact, what I'm going to do is hold down right-click, which casts Spark, while walking through the level like this. This is the game for me now. This is it. Sometimes, yes, unique life flasks and unique mana flasks do indeed exist. Am I running clarity? Yeah, let me work out if I'm running clarity. I should be. Yep. Let me just double check. Oh, got to play some game now. Lovely. A Waystone. I will always pick Waystones. I'm running, yep, Clarity and Lightning Mastery. Cool. Running all of these. Should we call me JoshStrifeHayes? Hey, look, I'm just going to try. I'm trying to get fit. I'm trying to get the steps in. Trying to get fit. Trying to get focused. Over Christmas, ate a few too many mince pies. Spent a few too many hours. Sat on my arse, not doing anything. Paying for it now. I'm old. Can't do it anymore. Every time I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm a young, sprightly 20-something, my brain goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. You've got to take care of yourself now, man. Otherwise, you'll be paying for it. Remember that if you were here earlier, you worked out that I can crouch while playing this as well. If you press Control in a video game, you do this. I'm working on the crouch walk. I could lunge while walking. Engage the quads while doing it. Do a bit of power strutting. Focusing like this. Then I'm like, oh, it's getting a bit warm in here. I need a refreshing cup of tea. I could also increase the speed. Let's not go mad. Let's start basics. You're tired just watching. Look, I am going to spend the next few hours doing this. Oh my god. Stop. Stop. Die and give me something sexy. Essence of the Infinite. I'll take it. I need more defense on this build. What are my resistances at? That makes sense. 22, 0, 12, and 84 chaos damage I am defended from. No worry about chaos damage whatsoever. Everything else I'm slightly weak to, but chaos damage we have absolutely sorted that problem out. This setup will be amazing for Fallout New Vegas. I've got the coat there. I'm not wearing the coat while doing this. But I do want to be one of the first streamers to make a complete walkthrough for this game. A walking walkthrough. How long do you have to walk to finish Path of Exile 2? Let's find out. So, Sam, the command ! What is not a command. However, I am happy to answer any kind of questions you might have, and I'm sure that you probably do have questions. There are many streams on Twitch. I understand that this one is one that you might arrive at and go, what? So, what? Thank you, I'm confused. Not a problem, it's what I'm here for. What are you confused about? I can think of a couple of things, but I would like you to really narrow it down, so then we can really kind of focus in on what's going on. Using the sweatbands as well, see? Sweating. I want to turn off chat in the game because I just really don't care. Excellent. Chat's gone. Let's just have a quick check. Why am I on a treadmill? Ah, it's very simple. Got fat. Got fat over Christmas. Thought, that's not great. Now, I want to put this out there. You have worth no matter what your body shape is. If you're a bit overweight, that's absolutely fine. You live your life the way that makes you happy. Other people can't judge you for that. Personally, however, I want to challenge myself and be in the best shape that I can possibly be, because I am aware that my job as a Twitch streamer or YouTube content creator is going to, over the next couple of years, force me to spend a long time sat down doing nothing. Now, I've had a lot of very energetic jobs in my life. As a martial arts instructor, trampoline party host, paintball marshal, running around, warehouse manual lifter, and one of the things that, while I don't miss the jobs themselves as much, what I do miss is the fact that when I was manually loading boxes onto lorries for 8 hours a day, I was getting 25, 30,000 steps in, lifting heavy things all damn day. I did not need to go to the gym at all. I had a lovely outside job with the paintball people, I had a lovely martial arts job, they were great. I mean, they didn't pay the best, but they kept me in good shape. Unfortunately, what you then do, and let me know in chat if you can relate, you get into the habit of eating as if you always have a physical job. Then life changes, your job changes, your situation changes. You see this quite a lot with bodybuilders. And suddenly the calorie intake that you previously needed, you no longer need. But that doesn't mean you stop. You keep eating. Oh, yes, you do. And I was sat down a couple of days ago and I thought, wow, I am not moving anywhere near as much as I used to, and yet I am still eating as if I am. Therefore, I need to find a way to incorporate walking into my life, or at least a lot more cardio. Now, I could have just woke up earlier in the morning and gone for a walk, but that sounds awful. So, instead I thought, hang on, I'm a gamer. With a capital G. I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about stacking things together. You know, it's basically comboing with real-life fitness. What if I could find a way to not only get my cardio and my steps in, but also play video games? That would be historic. What if we could do that? So I bought a treadmill. Goes under my desk. And then I thought to myself, you know what? That's a great thing. All I need now is a standing desk. Didn't think that one through. Turns out Christmas is quite a busy period for ordering stuff online, so I couldn't get a standing desk. What I could get is a Warhammer box, and a box for an Elgato Light that I've stacked on my actual desk to raise up the keyboard and mouse to the right height. I've then used a GamerSup mouse pad, which is too big and is hanging off the side of it, and I've just tilted the monitor as far back as it will possibly go. So the monitors are actually still at the height they need to be for me sitting down. If anything, the monitors should be up here, and I should be looking this way. But instead, I'm going to give myself that gamer neck, that real shrimp posture of doing this. Should be this, actually this. The way that I could counteract that is by crouching and looking forward. However, you might be able to notice this immediately brings another problem. It's not the perfect solution we thought it would be. I might feel this in my legs if I engage goblin mode, creeping on the PoE too, as I'm slowly coming for those exalted orbs. I look like the crouch in games. Colonel, I'm trying to find divine orbs, but I'm dumb thick, and the clap of my ass keeps me in the enemy's AoE. That's what's going to happen. And I don't think any of us want that, really, do we? Sorry I'm late, Josh, I got the rhyme the wrong way around. It's okay. As you can see, there have been changes. Where did Josh go? Can't see him since he pressed crouch. Must have been the wind. Yeah, I love that you're operating on NPC logic there. He's crouching, therefore our vision decreases. How do you use your chair, mate? Don't know. Oh, do you mean where do I put my chair since the walking pad is now in the way? Well, the walking pad is actually quite cool. It folds in half, and then it kind of wheels out the way. I haven't done that yet because it's very heavy, and once I've kind of put it in place, I thought, whew, that's a bit heavy. I'm going to leave that there. If there's one thing that I will put a lot of effort into, it's being lazy. So once the walking pad was in the correct place, I kind of mentally decided, that's not moving. You should get one of them. I have put in so many steps. So many. Now, I don't think there is a step counter that has kind of connectivity with OBS, if you will. There might be. If there is a way to get a step counter, like a pedometer. Because you can get a pedometer, which is one of the objects that is spelt incredibly unfortunately when you actually write it down. I thought about getting a pedometer, but then I also plan on going to TwitchCon and it might beep a lot. So that's a very specific joke. That joke requires a base understanding of spelling and a rather in-depth understanding of culture. Some of you will be laughing at that. Other people will be thinking, well, Josh, it's been fun, but now you're going to get banned. But no, in all seriousness, if I can find a pedometer that does have connectivity with OBS, I will happily put a step counter on screen. Some phones have the function. Josh telling us he's doing this for health. We know it's just a bugged out walking animation. It is. I'm actually an NPC. I'm one of those NPC streamers, but my walking animation has been bugged since Christmas. I don't need this uncut skill gem. I know for a fact my bank is full, but I cannot leave it on the floor, therefore I'm going to pick it up. Just PoE2 problems. If you play Path of Exile 2, you know exactly how I'm feeling right now. You don't need it, but you can't not pick it up. Can you? I also thought that I had a lot of gold. I had like 1 million gold, and I thought, oh, no one needs this much gold. Then I tried to respec a gemling, and no, that eats your gold up quite fast. Because I was playing a stat-stacking pillar gemling with Hands of Wisdom and Action, and my god, the amount of gold you need to spend to make your way halfway around the specific skill tree is insane. I finished Daggerfall. It was an experience. Hope you can get back to it. I will. I absolutely will return to Daggerfall. Just understand that right now my brain is very much being lit up by the Path of Exile 2 drops. Now, I know that the end game has got some real weaknesses. It needs to improve. There's a lot to change. Oh my god, this guy. Stop. It needs to change. There's a lot of stuff that needs improving. But I am very much enjoying it. Even you managed to stop yourself from picking up all the useless gems. Oh no, I'm going to get them. All of them. Every single one. Just got here. What in the Health Crusade is going on? Daggerfall Treadmill Challenge, no fast travel. Oh my god, can you imagine if we do no fast travel on Daggerfall? We have to walk the entire time. Right now I'm walking at 3 kilometers an hour. I've been live for... don't know, can't see the number. Hang on, it's down there somewhere. 48 minutes. So far we're at 48 minutes of constant walking. We're probably going to get to 3 to 4 hours. Gamer subs powering me through. Here we go. Let's do this. This is the only Path of Exile 2 literal walkthrough that you will ever need. I'm looking for a medium-sized soul core, which will activate the next generator, which will activate the big Val thing. Now there's a corruption altar here that we could Val something, but I know the joke is always Val or no balls, but everything I've got is kind of essential to the build, so I don't think I can really go changing stuff around right now. Which is a shame. Must be hard walking around with all that cake. Look, you ordered some buns, I decided to bring the bakery. That was the whole plan. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and pretend that I didn't try to angle the camera low. I did. I spent a lot of time working out the optimal position for the webcam. I did. Now, obviously, I've performed on stage, so occasionally there's a bit of a strut going on, you know? A bit of a sideways walk across the stage, walking the boards kind of thing, darling. But I did think, is there a way that I can position this? These jeans are not the most flattering, I understand that. But if I were to put a suit on, there's no law that says I can't. If this goes well, I will definitely get some actual stretchy trousers. I mean, these are my London jeans, as you all know. But if I can get some proper stretchy trousers, stick them on, that'll work. We'll all be happy then, won't we? The Pink Panther walk. Just wanted to say, big fan, love YouTube content. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Oh my god, the MMORPG list, the ultimate list, the amount of emails that I got from that, of people that were just angry that their game didn't... The amount of comments. What a trash list. Can't believe you placed this game down low. How do you even work out where the games go? And I'm like, if you watch the first 10 minutes of the video, I actually explain my methodology. Did you watch the first 10 minutes of the video? Well, no, but you shouldn't have put this game there and there. The problem with the internet, I've realised, is that at any moment I am at the mercy of potentially being forced to read a 14-year-old's opinion. And that's just bad. No one should have to deal with that. Every time I think the internet's the greatest thing in the world, I am unfortunately reminded that at any given moment, you might need to genuinely consider a teenager's opinion as if it has value. Which we know it doesn't. Oh. But apart from that, the internet's great. If you are a teenager, I am joking. You probably do understand more than people think you understand. And you are at least on the right path to becoming a fully fleshed out person. The danger, as someone in chat just said, the danger is when you're forced to read a 14-year-old's opinion spouted by a 45-year-old man. That's the danger. It's not necessarily... It's the fact that some people can age without maturing, which is... That's scary. That's very scary. Alright, Alva, let's see if we can kill this guy. Now, I'm not using my special cast-on shock ability right now, but if this doesn't go well, I will do. For now, let's just see how well this build goes. Well, it's going fine. It's definitely mana hungry. Good lord. We keep up the sparks as much as we can. The sparks that pass through the flames, by the way, do extra damage, which is why we're keeping up the sparks. There we go. I'll take that boss down nice and easily. Oh, the design of monsters in this is badass, without a doubt. Honestly, it really is. Don't need the skill gem, but I'm going to take it. The design of monsters is fantastic. Find a use for the inscribed ultimatum and return to the infested barrens. Yep, we can do both. Let's head back. First of all, let's just pop back over to the main base camp so I can sell some stuff. Advanced shabby hood. Hey, the shabbiness is part of its advanced nature. Did you run into Henry Cavill by any chance? Any news on the 40k series? Yeah, have him round every Thursday. You know, just in case, just as a fun time. No, I don't have any word on the 40k series. I have no idea. Although I did watch the secret level episode on it, which was very good. Has anyone else watched the Amazon Prime secret level TV anthology? I have to admit, I enjoyed the New World one. I just didn't necessarily enjoy Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice acting. The idea behind the episode was great. Voice acting, eh. The Pac-Man one was awesome. That was so... I love kind of esoteric sci-fi like that, where it's not necessarily about reality, but it's about concepts and ideas. Love that stuff. The 40k episode was brilliant. Keanu Reeves did really well in the Armored Core episode. The Sifu episode, again, was fantastic. I loved that. There was some really good stuff. Genuinely. Alright, let's sell some stuff. Sell it to good old Oswald. Right, what don't I need? Don't need... Oh, hang on. Mana Flask 462. That Mana Flask is better than my current Mana Flask. I should probably actually increase that. Get rid of you. Just selling some stuff. Okay, cool, that's good.
If you hear a click.
Now let's put some stuff in the stash. Tab 2 for maps, we know that for a fact. Tab 1 for essences and stackable things. We've got one more. I suppose that can kind of go... That can go there, and that blue can go there, and that can go there. Look, see, we're keeping it neat. Keeping it neat. And everything is fine. Now, that Kabbalah Clan relic is actually from the first 3 acts that I never bothered, you know, to kind of go through and finish. So I will need to do that at some point. It's on the list to go through and finish. But until then, we're just going to kind of keep pushing toward maps and keep pushing toward the actual end of this build. That's the plan. I need to go to the Infested Barrens. Fastest way there is the Chimeral Wetlands. You made your own Impact Fart Dart build. Got the complete campaign in about 6 hours. It's massively OP, isn't it? It really is. Now, one thing that I am doing is I am actually only playing this build because I want to farm items for my Gemling Legionnaire build. And the Gemling build is massively overpowered, but requires really rare, unique items to be able to function. Now this build, the Spark Mage build, the Cast on Shock build, is actually potentially more overpowered than the Gemling, but I want to build the Gemling. I just do. Is this still the Glass Cannon build? No, this is the Spark build. The plan of this is a bit more complicated. So what we do is we cast Spark. That's kind of it. I overplayed the complexity of the build. It's much simpler than anything else. Sparks are these little blue things that are flying around everywhere. They pass through enemies, shock them, do advanced shock damage, and things die. That's it. Do I have the Treadmill only pair of shoes? They're the pair of shoes that I'm wearing right now. Now previously, the last couple of days when I got the Treadmill, I was actually wearing my indoor house slippers because I'm a middle class man and of course those are things I own. But I realised after walking for about 3 days in slippers, they don't have much arch support in them because they're mostly made for lounging around the house, not doing anything. So I decided to upgrade to actual shoes. When RNG is so bad that you make a farming build to farm for your other classes, you jest, but yes. Just straight up yes, that's exactly what this says, genuinely. Oh, don't knock house slippers. Look, I am a fan of slippers. Anyone that knows me will know that I am a slipper man. In fact, I might even treat myself to a new pair of slippers. A little Christmas present to myself, you know? Pop over some kind of designer outlet. Nothing flashy. See what there is. There's been a thing since Diablo 2. Yeah, so this is just... This build... The reason that the Archmage Spark build is better for farming is because it's got more flex spots within equipment, which means you can dedicate more equipment slots to things with item rarity and item find. It's not something that I ideally like doing, but it's something that is just a better idea. Ooh, completing this trial will grant additional Ascendancy skill points. Sweet! Right now we have... I've completed 2 trials. 1% increased effect of Arcane Surge per 15 maximum mana. Maximum mana is nearly 1,500. That would effectively... That would be a decent increase. That would be a 100% increase of Arcane Surge. Arcane Surge itself is 10% more cast speed and 20% more mana regen. That would be 20% cast speed, 40% mana regen. That would be a big boost. We need that. I'm going to go and get that. What is my opinion on the Trial of the Secumers? It's really fun up until you're forced to dodge all of the stupid traps. Why is Josh on a treadmill? Got fat, decided not to be. What am I seeing? You're seeing a man walking on a treadmill. It's... How is this that shocking? What you're seeing is a walkthrough of this game. I'm going to keep using that joke. I know it's going to get old real fast for any of you who stay in the chat, but this is a step-by-step playthrough. I wanted to thank you for entertaining content. You are more than welcome. I will continue to make entertaining videos for a long time. I will then probably make mediocre videos for a long time after that once I give up. That's the plan, just so you know. We've probably got a couple of years of high-quality content left, and then a few years after that of just phoning it in and milking it. I don't want to lie to you. I want to make sure you're fully set up for what you're about to experience. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. Because some people say, oh, you know, I'm going to keep making good videos for years. No. No. I'm going to keep making good videos for a bit. Then I'm just going to really start phoning it in. I'm going to go full on. What's a good example of a channel? I'm going to go cracked. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be really funny for a couple of years, and then I'm going to change my entire focus and just really phone it in. That's the plan. I'm going to be like the Adam Sandler of content creators. You know, early works were quite good. Then you realise that he had a formula and was just kind of doing what he wanted to do for a bit. That's what it is. That's my plan. And I'm excited. I'm excited to go through it. The Nick Cage of streamers. Couple of absolute bangers. A lot of terrible stuff. I'll go with that. That's a big compliment. The Nicolas Cage of streamers. Doss says, so when are you going to start being funny? Oh, fake laughter hiding real pain. Eventually. Doss, I didn't think you deserved my best work. That's what it was. If anything, I'm just writing this. This is by the book. You know, this is very framework. When I get a standing desk. 1 hour early and no chest hair. Look, I could turn sideways slightly and do that. I mean, you wait here long enough, you're going to start seeing sweat and everything. We're really going for this. Also, has anyone seen MMO Bite recently? The dude is getting jacked. Like, he really is, genuinely. Let's be fair. You know, credit where credit's due. He's put in the work in for that. There is a real, for some reason, MMO streamer to buff dude pipeline. I don't know why that's happened. MMO Bite got hench. The lazy peon is getting big. I mean, the dude's been fit for a while, but he's getting big. I'm going to get back to the gym and really start focusing on it. There's like a real... I swear to God, if next week Idol just comes out and is absolutely ridiculously ripped, then I'll be like, that's my president. I appreciate all the work Idol is putting in for the MMO space, by the way. You've really got to. He's really bringing it. He's putting stuff in. I made a video a couple of years ago basically saying that we need more MMORPG content creators, and Idol, without a doubt, one of the standout ones. He's doing good for it. Redbeard Flynn, also putting some serious time in for that. Worth recognizing the effort being put in by people there. It's the Warhammer 40k to really ripped pipeline for some reason. It's the Henry Cavill effect. That's a good way of putting it. The Cavs effect. This build is quite powerful. I'll give it that. It's not there yet. I've got a lot of stuff I need to do with it, but I'm only building this to be able to farm for a build I actually want to build. Buff MMO players for some reason. I mean, it does open up a hell of a lot of chat-up lines, doesn't it? Like, you can walk up to someone and be like, hey, you want to grind all night? And they're like, oh, I absolutely do. And you're like, good! Because Bandos does not drop his task sets very often. So we are going to need to be here for a good 5 to 6 hours. I think maybe we're setting up expectations that we aren't then meeting when that happens. People will be like, you know, hey, how long's this trip going to last? I'm like, it's RNG. You know, we could be here 5 minutes, we could be here 2 days. I don't know. Tonight I'll make you mine, and then just force her to play mine. Tonight I'll make you mine. Because if we don't get to 70 mining, we cannot do Song of the Elves. So you need to start that quickly and just kind of keep going. Is this build on max roll? It's too good for max roll. There we go. Even got me an Exalted Orb, just out of a pure lucky drop. That occasionally does happen. It's not frequent, but occasionally you get a lucky Exalted. Hello, and why is this man walking to places? Because somebody said they needed a step-by-step guide to Path of Exile 2. And I am nothing if not very literal. The multitasking is fascinating. Well, the fact that we're reading the chat at the same time, while walking, while drinking tea. I feel like we're missing an on-screen step counter. If I could make an on-screen step counter and work out how to actually kind of increment it, I would do it. Josh, will this be on your OnlyFans later? Actually, what I'll put on the OnlyFans is the crouch mode. But from a very different camera angle. Will you play the Lord of the Rings? So, this is one thing I did think of, genuinely. Should I put a video on YouTube about playing the Lord of the Rings MMO and walking to Mordor while actually walking to Mordor? To see how long it would take. We could do that. That is a thing we could do.
Victory is mine.
Let me just take out this boss, see what I can do. I think it'd be silly. Because we've got... How big is the map? Kinda says, you remind me of my stepdad. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, that could go either way. Do I have stepdad energy? That would track with the whole Henry Cavill from Wish thing. It's not like someone's like, so does Josh have daddy energy? He's got stepdad energy. Like, you know, you'll see him on the weekends occasionally. That kind of stuff. Ah, we have another skill point. Where we're putting it. Where is the skill point going? The skill point is going... That's actually a good question, I don't know. What do we build? We build with magnitude, don't we? We build with magnitude, and I'm sure... Where did I start putting these things? Oh, there we go. 16% increased critical hit chance for spells. Yes. Because I'm going for a one-shot, crazy powerful build. If I can get that working, we are laughing with the grinding kind of thing. Oh my god, stepdad, because I'm on a treadmill. I just got that. I know, I'm sorry, but I literally just got that pun. My brain, I'm doing too many things at the same time right now. I'm talking, I'm reading, I'm gaming, I'm walking. I can't be funny as well. Just choose one of the above. On the left, you have a lot of shock damage nodes too. Do I? Let me have a look for some shock. If I were a shock damage node, where would I be? See, I've got all of these ones already. Unless you're talking like left all the way over here. Ah, you are. Okay. 30% increased damage with hits against shocked enemies. Oh, nice. Okay, that is going to be important. I'm going to need that. 30% damage increase against shock. That's pretty nice. It's probably worth getting that. Which means I'm going to need to path around some travel nodes to get to it. But I can do that. Alright, we path around some travel nodes. Because 30% increased damage from what we're going to go for ultimately is a couple of million is going to be worth it. It's kind of hard to see you there. Can you cut off the sides of the cam image and just make yourself wider? I don't see why not. I don't know if I can make... Hang on, let me just see if I can make myself wider with this. Properties of the box. Oh, and now it's just gone to black. There we go. You know, so unfortunately, because of the way it works, I can't make myself wider. I can just make myself proportionally bigger. Stretch it, just slowly but surely, we start to just reduce the size of the box and be like, well, the weight loss is going really well. No, we're going to stick with it here. That's good. That's a good amount of stuff. We're going to keep going. Maybe just trim at the knee. Oh no, we're good. I mean, the problem was that I was getting wider. That is the situation we're trying to move away from. That's the problem we're trying to rectify. Here. The embiggening began. Turns out that if your job is to sit in a chair all day, eating 2,000 calories, not needed. Just keep casting an absolute load of shock while walking through this. This is all we're doing now. This is my entire thing. I might go and try the third ascendancy soon as well. I don't think I'll be able to do the third ascendancy, but goddamn, I'll try my best. Can you turn your picture 180 and pretend to be an Australian streamer? I don't think Australia deserve that. You know, I've given them enough. Let's see if they deserve it some more. Why not use a DDR pad at this point? Don't give me ideas. There's a lot of room for improvement with this stream. I know that for a fact. There's stuff we haven't found that I'm going to find. Will I accelerate the speed mill when I get bonus speed? When we go fast in the game, we go fast in real life. Anyone told me I look like Donut Daddy? I don't know who that is, but both those words have... The first one is a negative and the second one is a positive. So I'm assuming that comparison comes out to being just totally whelming. Just totally average and normal. DDR pad plus Guitar Hero controller for real Path of Exiling. These are real pathing hours. That's what they are. Well, we're going to get to the end game. We're going to start mapping, which is a phrase us exilers use to mean we're going to do the map part of the game. Then I'm going to start grinding for equipment. Then I'm going to level up my gemling. I'm going to use my gemling. I'm going to keep dying. I'm going to complain about dying so much. I'm going to come back to this character. I'm going to keep using this character to grind for equipment to gear up the gemling. Go back to the gemling with better equipment, die more, and eventually admit the problem was me all along. That's the next couple of weeks set out, just so you're all ready. Unfortunately, as an ex-teacher, I am required to put the lesson objectives on the board, and I just can't be bothered to lie to you. That's what it's going to be. Have I watched those guys that beat games by slapping bananas? They're the only YouTube videos I watch. Once you've seen them, there's no point watching anything else. Of course. Also, no. No, I have not. I mean, I'm not against it. I wouldn't specifically avoid those videos. I'd happily watch them. They sound great. Your job is to go off on tangents and never actually answer the lesson. They were my favourite lessons. I love being a drama teacher because so few schools cared about drama. Because the government just doesn't test for it because it doesn't know how to. The great thing about being a drama teacher was that when they're like, okay, so are you hitting all of the objectives? No one actually knew what they were. English, maths, history, science, they all had pretty objective tests to work out whether the teacher was or wasn't doing their job. Drama teacher, however, you just kind of do whatever you want. As long as the kids leave happy, having explored emotions, ideas, become more fully rounded, fleshed out people, great, made the world a better place. I loved it. Hello, how can I search for a treadmill like that one? This one is called Walking Pad. I think. They're all much of a muchness, to be fair. I think this is the A1 Pro. Not sponsored, but would be. Although, don't really need to be now, do I? I've already got one. May I ask you to say, I'm walking here, in a Brooklyn accent? No, you may not. No, that's one step too far. You're not allowed to ask that. Random fact, when... Was it De Niro? that said that. It was either De Niro or Al Pacino. I always get the two mixed up. But that actually wasn't meant to happen. That famous scene of when he's walking across traffic in a taxi... it was Dustin Hoffman, sorry. They all blend together in my mind. When he's walking across the road and the taxi almost hits him and he slaps him and goes, "I'm walking here," and then carry on. He almost said, "I'm acting here," because he was super annoyed that he nearly genuinely got hit by a taxi during a film take. But thankfully he was able to stop himself saying, "I'm acting here," and go with, "I'm walking here," which made it into the film. That's fantastic. I love that. Please tell me how you cast on sprint. We're not sprinting at all. Touch of Arcane could be good to perk you up once you get third ascendancy. Yes, that is the actual plan. We're going for the Arcane. But I'm not going to get the third ascendancy because I probably don't have the damage to kill the bosses, and I definitely don't have the honour to survive the stupid Trial of the Seconds. We're not doing Trial of the Seconds, we're doing Chaos, aren't we? We could look into Chaos. Was that the origin of the "I'm walking here" line? Yes, it is. It's the film. Alright, so we'll drain the city. Time to go back to the ziggurat. Let's do this. Ah, that's actually... that always confuses me. It's the one time the map opens without actually being a map that you can use. They could cut the amount of levers in half. So there's a lot of improvements they need to make in the general Act 1, 2 and 3 thing. I have some stuff I'm not using. Would you want some freebies? I'm actually okay, but thank you for the offer. Like, I kind of enjoy the grind to discover stuff. 2% increased movement speed? Well, I didn't know that I'd picked up the best item in the game. Let's see if we can put that somewhere. I don't have any gem slots. Do I really need 8% increased lightning damage? Yes, I probably do. Do I really need... yeah, I need that as well. Well, that means this is going in the stash. Perfect. Let's put... ah, right. Skill gems will fit. Runes go on the first page. Orbs automatically sort. Trial of the Seconds can go there. And an unidentified ashen staff. Hooded one. Tell me of this staff. Ooh, okay, hang on. Hang on. 16% of damage as extra fire damage, 27 as extra lightning damage, 45% increased spell damage, and 43% increased cast speed. That's not a bad little staff. In fact, let's have a check of something. Now, if I take this shield off, I'm going to lose my 50 spirit. However, I've got 100 spirit, which means I can still run Archmage with... oh, I can't run it with clarity. That's a problem. Right, quick check. So, if I take this off, Spark goes to 1242. Stick this on, 1495. Spark is actually better with the staff. Ooh, that's nice. Spark is good with the staff. Now, do we slam some Exalts onto this to see if it gets any better? I think we do. We've got a couple spare, why the hell not? Let's do a bit of crafting, as this game decides to put it. Let's slam some Exalts, see what we get. So we've got extra fire, extra lightning, spell damage, cast speed. Just don't give me, like, light radius. Plus 16 to intelligence. That's a good slam. Right there. That's actually not bad. Now we throw the final one onto it. Is it going to be worth it? 15% increased critical spell damage bonus. That's basically the best we could possibly ask for. That is 6 extra additions that are all genuinely good. Am I gambling again? I'm not just gambling, I'm winning. That's a really good little build right there. In fact, if we throw it on, Spark goes up, 1530. That's not bad. No plus skills equals disenchant. No, it's okay. We're going to keep it. I do, however, need something with spirit on it because I can't run Archmage anymore. But what I can run is Cast on Shock. Cast on Shock is going to cast Lightning Conduit, which is going to consume the shocks on enemies and do a ton of damage. Will it be good? Don't know. Let's find out. Right, where are we going? Ah, we're going into this little area down here, aren't we? Remember, I've got to change around a lot of stuff. I could remove the support from Archmage, but the support is really fast. In fact, hang on, yeah, let's just get... I don't want increased energy. Let's get rid of increased energy and replace it with clarity. Oh, can't. Hang on. Nope, not you. Yes to cast on shock. Sweet. This will work. This is not the final build. Is it possible to play Path of Exile 2 without a guide and enjoy it? I am. I'm playing it without a guide and I'm pretty bad at it, but I'm very much enjoying it. I shouldn't be building in any of the ways that I am currently building. And yet, here we are. You could put in the wand as the second weapon slot and swap whenever needed. That is quite clever. Let's just see what happens with sparks. They could be good, they could be bad, don't know. Let's activate the waypoint, go and kill some stuff. I mean, mana is refilling faster than I'm spending it, which is lovely. That's nice to see. Sparks, they're doing damage. They're clearing the screen. Just avoid these stupid watery things. Occasionally cast Lightning Orb and walk forward while doing it. Sometimes even cast Mana Tempest. I'm not really focusing on weapon swapping yet because I'm just not that good. That's the whole reason. I haven't bothered focusing on putting different skill points into different weapons yet. If I can't just hold one button and win, what are we even doing here? Why would I play X when Y is stronger? Because X is more fun. That's what I'm going to go for. Use the Wall of Flame to increase the flat damage that the fire sparks give. Yeah, I've got to remember to keep this up more, to be fair. I just can't keep it up for very long, guys. I'm sorry. See? Sometimes you just get piled and died. That's what happens. May want to stretch your neck muscles every so often. I'm looking forward. And I'm trying to keep my eyes down. Occasionally I'll just do this. We'll activate shrimp mode. We'll walk forward. So my favourite build is my monk. Not my monk, sorry. My Gemling Legionnaire who's using a quarterstaff. That is my Pillar of the Caged God, Hands of Wisdom in action, Ice Strike, Tempest Flurry, zoom around the screen build. Unfortunately, for that build to be really good, I need the Ingenuity Belt, and I need the Crest of the Black Sun helmet, and I also need the Astromentis Amulet, which are all remarkably expensive things. Once I get those things, though, we are laughing. You know, once I get all of the ridiculously rare, powerful things that I need that, to be honest, would probably enable any build, then I'll be happy. Oh my god, I hate these things. They kill you in one hit. That's expensive. It is expensive. It's remarkably expensive. But it's fun. Can you see it? You can see it when it's ready. I'm building it off screen. The zoom build. As soon as it is ready, you'll be... I mean, the reason I'm building this build entirely is this is the whole point of this Archmage build is farming for items to build the Gemling build. This is a farmer. And my god, I'm going to farm. So I've been walking so far for an hour and a half, and I'm realising that a shirt and jeans was not the best choice for this. But I'm not a quitter. I'm going to keep going. This is the building of the build. Is this healthy? Walking in a treadmill? Yeah, it's fine. Am I playing solo self-found? No, I'm just stubborn. I could go on the auction house and buy everything I need. I could do that, but I'm not going to. Because I'm remarkably stubborn. I'm going to get them. Why aren't there good clothes for it? I mean, I could just wear specific better clothes for this, but it seems like a lot of effort, you know? A lot of trouble. So this cast on shock build has taken a hell of a long time to actually build up enough shock to cast. I am realising that possibly the cast on shock build was not the best choice, when instead I could get rid of that, stick Clarity back on Archmage, and go with that instead. Let's just see how this works. Cast on Shock. The thing is, I've been seeing Cast on Shock builds uploaded to max roll within 3 or 4 days. Still doing really damn well. I need to increase Shock chance, don't I? Okay. This is still the best farmer. This is still a better farming build than the Monk build. Because the Monk build, I can do tier 6 or 7 maps. I start to struggle when we get into tier 8. Yeah, tier 8, that's when it gets a bit challenging. I've not found any Citadels either. I have done the 3rd Ascendancy on the Gemling. What does Archmage do? Archmage is a passive buff that increases the mana cost of my spells, but also massively increases their damage. Am I using Volatile Mark? I am not using anything other than right-click and shock. As it stands, what will I use when we get to the higher-level bosses? Don't know. We'll find out then. But for now, literally just shock. We're shocking them, we're occasionally putting down a lightning ball, and just holding down left click. That's my plan. Lightning ball, flame, right click. I say left click, I mean. Shock this stupid thing. Get all of the divines, that's what we need. No more fart dart. Fart dart's having a break. You can't constantly fart for that long. Not healthy. Ooh, this guy's a fast one. Doing some serious zooming. Yeah, sit down, you. Are there sort of increased shock on ignite modes? Oh, that could work. Now, the reason that my Gemling is not the greatest is simply because I have the wrong Pillar of the Caged God. I have a weapon that has inherent cold damage, and I need inherent speed. Will it make a comeback? Absolutely. Oh, without a doubt. And nothing's ever gone forever. And shock is doing a good enough job. It's doing a good enough job. How loud is the treadmill? I mean, it's on now. Can you hear it? I've not put any kind of noise gating on the microphone at all. You can probably hear my steps. Oh, no, you can't. Excellent. In that case, pretty quiet. It would be irritating in an office setting, without a doubt. It's not it's not silent. An office setting, you'd be annoyed if someone had an under-desk job, but for home stuff, it's great. How tall am I? 5'11". 1 inch short of being handsome. The on-death effect that this enemy has is one of the only on-death effects that I genuinely like, because it takes a while to happen, the enemy explodes, it's satisfying, there's a visual cue. It's fair. This is a fair on-death effect. Why is my cam basically a potato? You don't deserve a better camera. I can even turn the lights down. You can get even less then. Am I trying to burn calories? Did I get a little bit chubby? Yes and yes. But I'm doing something about it. Most important thing is to acknowledge. What happened to the fart dart build? It's having a break. Ate too much Christmas cake. Kinda like me. Can I tell you the timeline of my previous jobs? Would you also like my mother's maiden name and the 3 digits on the back of my credit card? Because that seems like all kinds of sketchy. Could you tell us the timelines of where you've lived and your addresses for the previous 3 years, please? I mean, that seems fine. Seems totally okay. I was wondering if you were pro actor. I have received professional training. I have been in professional productions. I have been paid for acting before, but I am not currently listed in the Spotlight Registry of Actors because I voluntarily took myself off it. Because I believe right now it is pointless. No! God damn it. So in England, in order to be a professional actor, you need to be on a registry called Spotlight. And to get onto Spotlight, you must have professional training from either a drama school or accredited university or college, or have 3 professional credits. To be on Spotlight, I think you have to pay £150 a year. I mean, correct me if that has changed. The problem that I have with that is £150 a year is a lot of money to some people. It's a lot of money to jobbing actors who may not have guaranteed income. You will not get the good castings unless you're on Spotlight. You will not get the good agents who even want to bother talking to you unless you're on Spotlight. In fact, the first question an agent will often ask you is, are you on Spotlight? But let's just consider that £150 a year. Okay, so some of you might be able to afford that quite easily. What you might not be able to afford is, and I feel passionate about this, very passionate, is all of the expenses around it. Going to a drama school is not cheap. It's a very expensive thing to be able to afford and to do. Even if you can get into drama school, what you then need to realise is that you're going to find it difficult to have a job while going through that training as well. So can you sustain yourself? Do you have enough money saved up to sustain yourself for 2 to 3 years worth of education? For the vast amount of people, the answer to that is no. This is why whenever people say, oh, why aren't there more actors from middle class or even working class backgrounds? I'll say to them, who has the money to not only afford higher education, but also to afford to survive in the lifestyle that the higher education demands? After doing that, let's imagine that you want to be an actor. You probably won't get a role for a long time, but when you get offered an audition, you've got to take it. Let's imagine you've got a basic job. Let's say you work fast food, and you get a call from your agent. Hey, by the way, we've got you an audition. It's in London. It's in 2 days' time. And you go to your manager and say, hey, can't make my shift in 2 days. I've got an audition in London. The manager simply says, oh, that's too bad. You're not getting the time off. That means you need a job that is going to allow you the time off whenever the hell you want to take it. So let's just combine all these things together. You need to be able to afford higher education. You need to be able to afford to pay your way, your rent, your mortgage, your food, your bills, your clothes, all that kind of stuff, your travel, your transport, without having a job that's full-time. You need to be able to take time off that job pretty much whenever you need to, and afford rather expensive travel to get to big cities, and then you need to be able to know that potentially nothing is going to come of all that investment. Who is capable of doing that? Now, I'm not saying that no one from a working class background has ever made it in Hollywood. Of course they have, there's lots of stories. But the biggest advantage to becoming an actor that you could possibly have is money. So I was looking at my Spotlight, and I was on there, I was all registered, I was getting auditions, and I thought, this is rigged. This is unfair. I prefer making YouTube videos and Twitch streaming, because then I feel that it cuts out a lot of the celebrity entertainment bullshit, and it allows me to enjoy a hobby that I love and connect with a community that hopefully enjoy the hobby that I love as well. So that's kind of why I thought, you know what, I'm not paying 150 quid for this anymore. The irony now, the real irony, is that I am now actually in a life position where I could try and go for all that. But after spending so much time behind the curtain, I prefer this so much more. The biggest advantage to anything is money. Without a doubt. Sorry, but it is. The amount of actors and performances that I have seen that are just dire. I watched a horror film a couple of months back. I forget the name of the horror film. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It's a haunted house underwater, and the entire premise of the film is a couple of divers find this, local haunted house. I got completely stunlocked there. Two divers, male and female, find this local haunted house legend, and they dive into it and they stay there, and they get haunted by zombies underwater. And the fact that it was an underwater filmed haunted house was incredible. There were loads of diving scenes, there were loads of really good set pieces actually filmed under the water. But the lead male actor was weak. And I just thought, it's so strange that you've put so much money and effort and time into the practical effects of this film to go with a lead actor who's weak. So I looked up the lead actor. It's Mick Jagger's son. Then things started to fall into place. I'm like, right, gotcha. I see why he was cast and why they decided to go with a practical effects heavy expensive film. Gotcha. Because the money's there. The Deep House, that was it. That was it, the Deep House. Lead female, actually very good. So that's my mini rant about the state of performance in general. You made one of the streams. Hello from Japan. Welcome. I will hopefully be visiting Japan in about 2 months' time. You're planning on starting your own channel based around RPGs and roguelikes. Wanted my assistance to find the drive to start producing content. Don't, because if you do, you'll be a direct competitor to me, and that will be all sorts of trouble for me, so it would benefit me if you just stayed back and didn't. Is that what you want me to say? Make it because you can't not make it. Michael Caine once famously said, don't be an actor because you can. Be an actor because you can't see yourself being anything else. If you need a drive to start content, the drive should be you love it, and you like video games, and even if you're not very good at editing, neither am I. Even if you're not very good at lighting, neither am I. Look at how white my face currently is right now. It is overexposed, but I'm still doing it. Make content because it makes you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, stop. Make content because it fulfills a deep need within you. Maybe you have a desire to share your love of something. You have a desire to create something that has value. That's all it is. The drive can be it looks fun if you want it to be. That's the start of it. But so many people have said to me, hey, how do I start doing this? Start and be bad. How do you start and be good? You don't. You start and be bad. How do you start at the gym? Do you walk over there with a really intense, complicated fitness program for the next 8 weeks? No. You pick up something that's a little bit heavier than you would normally pick up. Not super heavy, just a little bit heavier. Then you put it down. Do that for a couple of times, and if you can do this consistently for a few weeks, you'll see some improvements. And only then do you need to bother really tracking stuff. The basics of anything are actually just that. Basic. Let me just try and not die here for a second. The problem with wearing light armor is you have no stun resistance, and the problem with enemies is they stun. Like that. I dislike the fact that I have no defense on this character. The key is to start. Start, do it, fail. Are we farming clips for JoshStrifeSays? That's all this is. Roll more. I couldn't. I tried to roll, I was stun-locked into fighting. That's the problem. Once you get stun-locked into fighting, you cannot roll anymore. Please use 30 spirit to equip Grim Feast. I could do that actually, couldn't I? Yeah, that's a good point. Grim Feast is a good one. Let me teleport home and go and grab it. Grim Feast is actually a really good shout. Did not think of that. Now, I probably have Grim Feast in the bank somewhere. However, I took your advice and just started, but I realised I am unable to convey emotions when I talk. The video is up, but I doubt it will reach anyone. That's great, Sherlock. It doesn't need to. Right now, you're in the stage where you're doing it for you. You're doing it as learning. You're doing it as education, as process. This is the part where you can fail. And you don't put good videos out straight away. I sometimes still don't. I'm still learning lots of stuff. You make another video and you say, right, I'm going to watch a load of videos, I'm going to learn a load of stuff, I'm going to try again. You're going to do it again and again and again and again and again. And you are going to get 1% better every time. The power of compound interest. If you've read the book Atomic Habits, I would very much recommend it. The power of consistency and stacking. You do not start good. Do I think AI streams will overpopulate the scene and make it impossible for newcomers in the future? Nope. I think there'll be added value to handcrafted human streams. Some people want AI slop. That's fine. If you want that, you can have that. But then there will be a value to a human presence. There will be a real value to real experiences. Actual human talking about it. Is this game worth paying for early access? I've played like 300 hours and it's been out 3 weeks, so yeah, it's pretty good. I was getting Grim Feast, wasn't I? There. Let's see if I can just go all the way down to Grim Feast. There you are. Grim Feast is a passive buff that will cause enemies to explode into shards which refill my energy shield. Increased chance to shock, increased chance to shock. Let's go with lots more increased shock chance. I'll be re-rolling all this in the future anyway, but for now, we'll go with that.
What have you learned?
Ooh, lightning damage, intelligence, stun duration. Nah, that's not good. There's that.
So, treasure in particular.
Sell this junk to you. I'm going to keep that staff because I made that staff myself. I'm impressed by it. Oh, hang on, spirit. Plus 47 to spirit. That would allow me to not run that shield. Is that worth... but that would change Ghost Wraith for it. No, I can't change Ghost Wraith. Ghost Wraith right now is a bit too good. Let's stick some stuff in the bank and then carry on. You can go in tab 6. You live in tab 6. These gems can go... Right, support gem. Gems are full, so put you there. Tab 2 is maps. Tab 1 is the Jinbayas. These should automatically stack onto themselves. And impetus, you can go on tab 7. Perfect. Perfect bank organization. No problem there at all. I went through my stash tabs earlier. They were perfect. Your body armor transforms HP into energy shield, so wear pieces with good HP rolls. It does. That's why I've got decent energy shield, 1,229, which is... That's not bad, to be fair. You're walking while your character is still. Immersion ruined. That's true. Do I need to get... In fact, yeah, the energy shield is already up to... It's already been boosted. That's nice. Do I need to get a way to stand still while doing this? I will play my Gemling Legionnaire at some point and show you the beauty of slapping people with a Pillar of the Caged God. The Fart Ranger is taking a break. The Farcher is having a well-earned rest. They need it, after all they've been through. What's my favourite British food? Ooh, do love a good full English breakfast. I am a fan of a full English, without a doubt.
Didn't break a sweat.
Just step off when I could do that, couldn't I? That sounds very easy, but if I get swarmed, there's nothing I can do. That's the problem. As soon as I get swarmed, I'm in serious trouble. And I've got to keep all these passive buffs up. Even though you can roll through enemies, they keep stunning me. I get chain stunned, and I lose the ability to roll. Have I ever had a jellied eel? No. Thankfully, I avoided that weird period of 1980s food that just for some reason jellied everything. No loot filter. Don't need one. You don't need a loot filter if you don't get good loot. See? 5-head move. Thinking ahead. Why bother changing it when nothing good drops anyway? Do I think Honey stole my GamerSupps revenue? I actually approached them and checked. I literally chatted to GamerSupps. I'm like, yo, what's happening with that? Thankfully, GamerSupps don't refresh the page, so no. However, oh man, the Honey situation is crazy. That's what you need to say for YouTube titles. I realise this. Is anyone unaware of what's been happening with Honey? And I did a sponsor for Honey a couple of years ago. I thought they were pretty cool. Turns out, no. So, you know how when you click on an affiliate link that a YouTuber or Twitch streamer has, they'll be like, yo, click here to get 10% off, click here to go to my Etsy store, click here to go to my Amazon page, click here to go to this, click here. And by clicking that link, what happens is you set a flag on the web page, sometimes called a cookie, that tells the web page where you came from. And any sales that then go through get attributed to that streamer, that content creator. It's a way of the website and the company knowing that that streamer or that content creator is responsible for that sale. It's sometimes a way that they can add in affiliate revenue and then pay them back at the end of the year or the end of the month, however that works. Legal Eagle has made a phenomenal video explaining this. You know Honey, that app where when you get to the checkout of any page, what you can do is click Find Me Coupons, and it refreshes the page and sees if it can find you coupons. Well, it's been discovered that during that process of refreshing the page, Honey was effectively replacing the cookies that had been generated by you clicking the affiliate link and replacing them with their own. Which means that sale is then attributed to Honey, not the streamer. So Legal Eagle, everyone's favourite online internet lawyer, is suing Honey. And it is going to be one hell of a class action lawsuit. Now I approached GamerSupps, obviously the people that I'm sponsored by, and said, hey, does this affect me? And they said because of the way that their checkout system works, no. What matters for them is not necessarily the cookies. What matters for them is the affiliate code that is in the box when someone clicks buy. So if you click my link to go to GamerSupps, it will auto-apply the Josh code for 10% off. If you get all the way through to the checkout and decide to then change the Josh code manually to another code, that's fine, that's your choice, but that means that the sale will then get attributed to whatever code is in the box when you purchase it, not whichever link you clicked to go to the site. Now this does mean, and I tested this, that you could go to the GamerSupps site by clicking my code, get all the way through to the checkout, have Honey installed on your computer, click Find Me Deals. Honey might not be able to find you a code better than 10% off. But there is then no guarantee that the code remaining in the box will say Josh. It may be another code that is also giving you 10% off. Which means at that point, the sale will not be attributed to me. Now, from a customer point of view, I can fully understand why people would not care that much. I totally get it. But what it means is Honey has been extremely dishonest, or, well, no, you've got to be legally careful with this. I think I've got to put this in really legalese terms. Honey has been a bit shitty. And I can say that because I don't think that has any legal connotations with anything. And Legal Eagle has decided to take them to court for this and sue them for a class action lawsuit for their practices. So, hey, go him. Honey is upfront about this practice on their podcast? Ah, right. In that case, maybe they need to work out that nobody's listening to the Honey podcast. It's just a bit of a shitty thing to do. Could you help me? I'd like to know how to install PoE2 on Windows 98. You've got to get a walking desk, first of all. You've got to walk on a treadmill for several hours. Only then will you be able to do it. Oh, it's very wrong, without a doubt, but Honey are very clever. Very clever. You missed the 90s clutter. We can put it back. There's no reason we have to keep it off. It can return. Did I hear about Honey's ad blocker that just replaces normal ads with their ads? So, to make money on the internet, there's two things that you can really do. You can provide a service and ask people to pay for it, or you can trick people. That's kind of it, really. Money's coming, if you're working on the internet, money's coming from somewhere. And the money is either coming from the customer knowingly or unknowingly. I try and do it so it's coming from the customer knowingly. It's why the Patreon supporters get nothing. The only thing Patreon support for this channel gets you is I don't take sponsorships very often. That's kind of it. I never advertised any of those mobile games at you. I don't want to. I like the freedom to be able to tell companies, no, I don't need this. I'm supported directly by the viewers. But if you're making money on the internet, it's very lucrative to trick people. Just extremely lucrative. More so than actually doing anything else. Remember, if you are not paying for it, you are the product. So people have asked me, why don't I give more stuff for the Patreons? Why don't I do a monthly newsletter or send out things? It's just tat. I would only be able to send you tat. And I don't want to send you tat because you'll get it, think that's nice, and then throw it away 2 or 3 weeks later. That's what you'll do. What I would rather do is be able to tell the sponsor people for the 50th time this month, no, I don't need to engage in a conversation with a crappy mobile game to do this. That's pretty much it, really. You pay for the waistcoat, but you see no waistcoat. Hey, you're getting a bonus. You pay for the waistcoat, you're getting even less. Waistcoat's on the chair behind me. Oh, you can't see the chair. Hang on. Chair's there. You never check anyone's Patreon goodies. Yeah? Neither do I. It's just nice to be able to tell companies no. That's pretty much it. Ah, good old Regal Orb over there. Now this is probably not the most efficient leveling build that we could go for. If I was being efficient, I'd have gone for more damage and less defense, because if the enemies die before they get to me, even better. In fact, I might respec soon and go for like full DPS instead. Are you sure that I'm walking and it's not a green screen loop? Welcome back, Taquito Bandito. It's been a while. I'm glad that you've chosen to not believe this again. Oh, wow, we can start it all over again. Season 2. There will be like 3 people in the chat who understand that reference. What level am I? With the Spark Mage, 64. You've worked in marketing and blanket promo codes are problematic. Yeah, where are we walking to? This is the path. This is the path of exile. Don't understand what anyone else... I mean, I've said, and I'll call them out. Every other streamer that's streaming Path of Exile that's not walking a literal Path of Exile is a coward. Zizaran, Darth microtransaction. Definitely try. They all need to start walking the actual path. Money where your mouth is, guys. Come on. What's at the end of the path? The friends we made along the way. At that point. Bit harsh, don't you think? Not, if anything, not harsh enough. Continue to walk forward. Keep spamming. Doesn't mean I consider myself an exile. Oh no, hang on. The one thing that will kill me. The Siphon Mana ability. My one... Oh, Exalted Orb. Thank you very much. I'll take that. That's a... That makes up for the one I spent earlier on the staff that I'm still not using. Huge drama. Yeah. JoshStrifeHayes calls out pro streamer. Yeah. Yeah, Zizaran. Calling you out. Unless you're walking while playing Path of Exile, you are objectively playing the game wrong. I've actually messaged Ziz a couple of times. He's like a genuinely lovely dude, just so you guys know. I am aware that I would generate so many views by starting drama. The thing is, most of the people that I message are just like nice guys. I do this thing, it's a bit weird, but I love watching YouTube, obviously. I love watching Twitch, and whenever I see a streamer or a content creator who is creating stuff that I think has, you know, great value, real good entertainment stuff, who's got really good priorities, I do try and drop them a message, whether it's on Twitch or Instagram or however I can connect, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, really love your stuff, you've got good energy, keep going, can't wait to see you where you are in a couple of months' time. Like that. And I've got replies from lots of them. You know, lots of people have sent back, hey, you know, thank you so much, really good support. There is, you might not see this, but there is a very stable support network behind the scenes for a lot of streamers and content creators from other streamers and content creators who are, you know, it's that whole kind of rising tide lifts all ships mentality. I know that drama and hate get the views, but the truth is there's a hell of a lot of streamers out there, content creators, artists in general, who are extremely supportive of everyone else, without a doubt. Pretty sure I still have an open invitation to start beef with the Geek Enders podcast. No, Jesse's lovely, without a doubt. Now, those guys are both very, very nice people. Do I read my Discord DMs? I do, but I get about 30 a day from random people, which gets filtered out pretty quickly. So I do read them, just be aware that there's a lot of them. Where am I trying to get to with this? I'm just, where do I need to be? Probably down there. Bottom right. Poll for heart rate monitor and scary games on the treadmill. I would fall off the treadmill. Ah, that's your point. I see. I see where you're going with that. That's what you want to happen. I'll start playful beef with the Path of Exile 2 streamers. Zizaran doesn't make his own builds. He copies from Darth microtransaction. Oh, there you go. You heard it here first. Ooh, that's a strong beef right there. More Chiller's Arts. Chiller's Arts games were fun. I enjoyed those. Thought they were silly. Like them a lot. Is the treadmill compact or full length? It is full length. It is... goes under the desk and quite far back. So I can do long, lunging strides. See? Like this. Creeping on those people. I didn't realise that I was getting the hips quite so involved with this. There's quite a lot of hip movement going on with this exact step. That's too much hip. And I've died. I wasn't paying attention. Hip check and died. baking cake. Hey, you asked for cake. I thought I'd let you into the bakery. You wait till I've squatted some more. Then I'll be strong. And I'll use more of my power. I'm not picking up these mushrooms, by the way, because I'm just bored of doing that quest. The mushroom quest, it doesn't get you anything good. It gets you either a health potion or a mana potion, which is immediately outclassed. So don't bother doing it. Am I counting steps? The machine is, but I'm not. I can tell you what the machine is saying. Give me a sec. Okay, we've been streaming for 2 hours so far, not stopped walking the entire time. The step count is... We've walked 5.74 kilometers, and the step count is 9,836, 37, 38, 39. We're like 100 steps away from 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps in 2 hours while playing Path of Exile 2 on stream. That is efficiency right there. We're stacking it. See, I don't want to just play games, and I don't want to just do exercise. I want to find a way to stack them together. Healthy gaming. 10,000 steps in 2 hours. Are we going to get 20,000? You goddamn right we're going to get 20,000. Did the VIP redeem go up? I thought it was 50k. Yeah, I increased it to 500k because I couldn't be bothered to keep redeeming them. There you go. There's your answer. It also makes VIPs much more special. Get an Omni treadmill and tie it to character movement. One step at a time, guys. Let's start with the basics. Go up slowly. Can my VIP stay? It is, Dean. Yes, it is. If you want to redeem the VIP status, that's fine. If you want to shout "do not redeem" as well, that's fine. We stand Kit Boger in this chat. It's 5 mil, not 500k. Even better. Even better. How does an Omni treadmill even work? It's one of those kind of circular, spherical things, isn't it? That just have like a little rollers, and it's concave. So when you try and walk up, you move back to the center, but it tracks where you're stepping and walking to. They look pretty cool. Damn! Just got absolutely wrecked by that big girl. You were getting so close to redeeming VIP too. Well, now you know it means even more. I am getting my steps in. We're at 10,000. We're going to be at 20,000 by the time this stream finishes. We'll have burned, what, 600-700 calories? Which will then immediately be negated by me going to eat a slice of cake. It is seriously depressing when you see how long it takes to burn calories and how easy it is to put them back on by eating delicious food. It's so annoying. What kind of cake? Christmas cake, actually. Remainder of the Christmas cake. A couple of pork pies with chutney and... what's that Christmas berry? Cranberry on it. Cranberry is the Christmas berry. I don't make the rules. Cranberry, bacon and brie sandwiches. What man does not need as many cranberry, bacon and brie sandwiches as I ate? But my God, I ate them. Has anybody ever commented on the similarities between you and Anna Demetrescu? All the time. I cannot leave the house without people going, "Yo, were you from that Resident Evil game?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's me, it's Leon." And they go, "No, the big vampire lady." The look is uncanny, it really is. I've met Maggie, the voice actor that does that. She's lovely. A genuinely lovely person. In fact, I met a couple of the voice actors for both the Resident Evil games and the Baldur's Gate games. And Neil Newbin has to be one of the most annoying people to meet, because he's just so genuinely likable. You know how sometimes you meet someone and you think, they're really successful, they're really good looking, yeah, they're really wealthy, they're everywhere, and part of your brain goes, I bet they're a dick. I bet they're just an absolute arsehole in real life. And then I met Neil Newbin, and he's just irritatingly nice. But I could not find a thing to even dislike. Not even hate. He is just genuinely one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Same with Ben Starr. Ben Starr, genuinely, I met him and I thought, oh, I bet this guy's going to be an arrogant Hollywood arsehole. And then he and I, we hung out at it was at the casino in Birmingham for the Insomnia Festival a couple of years ago, which has been cancelled now, unfortunately. But no, we hung out, we got some chips together, got some nachos together. I don't gamble, so I think we just kind of chatted for a bit about life, video games, general stuff. He was lovely, absolutely, genuinely lovely. My treadmill is now demanding, I didn't know it did this, it is now demanding that I rest. I have been walking for 2 hours, and there is a half hour you must rest. Is that because this is warm? It might be the motor of the actual thing. Alright, well, treadmill knows best. I guess we have to just chill for a bit. I'm still going to stand up. It needs to rest. Cowardly. That's what it is. Cowardly. I mean, I could stand up and just turn, I know what you guys want. I know why you're here. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. I know exactly why you're here. Treadmill can't keep up with me. Arch the back a little bit. Just moving back slightly. Arch the back. We're not JoJo posing this. I'm not going to sit there and play like that. Yes. I see. You were expecting Path of Exile too, but it was me, Dio. We're not full-on JoJoing it. Oh, hang on, they'll blow up after death. What's my favourite JoJo character? That's a good question. So, I'm going to say something controversial here. I didn't like the end of the Egyptian arc with Iggy the dog. Like, it starts really strong. I really like the start of that series. I feel that Iggy the dog got a little bit too stupid. I liked the Polnareff arc in general. I feel that Polnareff had a lot of good character development. I feel like he went through a great character arc. I liked where he started. I liked where he ended up. But Iggy the dog, with a lot of the gross out fart humour, that kind of grated on me a bit. But what was the part after that? I can never remember the exact names of the parts, but there's a part after that where instead of being like this globe-trotting massive adventure, it gets very small, very focused, like little town life kind of thing. What was that part? Because that's really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Diamond's Unbreakable. Diamond is Unbreakable I had a good time with. I thought that was really fun. Like a really good protagonist, really good sidekick, great cast of characters there. The chef episode was phenomenal, where they constantly thought that the chef was using some kind of crazy evil magic. Turns out the dude's just like a really good chef. That was brilliant. I like that a lot. That made me happy. But there's a lot of JoJo that I think is excellent, and a lot of JoJo that I think is trying too hard. Alright, here she is. Here's everyone's favourite Queen of Filth. The chef had a stand, didn't they? But they were using the stand to just make better food. I like that. Just saw your How to Talk with Confidence video. I've been practicing my talking. Hopefully I improve over time. You'll get there. You're more than welcome. Part 3 is good but overplayed. I like part 2. So part 1 and 2 of JoJo, that was where the Dio gets the stone mask originally. And in fact, I've got some JoJo models in my room, somewhere around. Where are they? They're literally there. So we've got Jonathan Joestar, and we have got Joseph Joestar. Classics of the genre, obviously. But I feel that Series 1 and 2 of JoJo were phenomenally well written. The Victorian London arc Excellent stuff. I've not actually seen Fist of the North Star enough to know. Can I strike my best JoJo pose? Not on a treadmill. Not on a walking treadmill at all. I didn't even realise this had like a 2-hour runtime limit, but we've learned things today. Right, let's try and get rid of the Queen of Filth. So everyone knows this is everyone's favourite filthy queen. I'm not running cast on shot because I wasn't able to build the shot up fast enough. I am, however, running Archmage. God damn, okay, that was nearly a one-hit kill right there. Let's see if I can get the mana back. Ooh, nearly. Come on, don't die at this point. There we go. Took her down. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. A good old regal. And we're into the temple.
At least it was worth it.
Is that better than my current life flask? Let's find out. Yes, substantially so. Yeah, it's way better. I should probably be upgrading my life flasks beyond level 16 now that I'm level 64. Yeah, almost 50 levels without a life flask. That would explain why I was healing so little. Look how professionally he dodged the pose request. I can't do it. I'll work on it. I'll work on it to get better at it for you. What is JoJo even about? I watched 5 episodes and didn't understand. You really have to start from the beginning, because that way you won't understand all of it, as opposed to just whatever bits you did watch. Start from the beginning and then you don't understand any of it. Right, I am going to pop to the bathroom and we are going to have a quick 5-minute break. So, chat, I love you, and I will see you in 5 minutes time. Let me get a timer going on for this. There we go. Right, 5-minute break. I will see you then. I'll just turn the camera off, that's easier. Today we have learned that under-desk treadmills have a 2-hour cut-off point. That's okay. That's okay, because we can take this time to work through our build, to work out what the best Spark Mage could possibly be. You can help me with this. Just been fed a JoshStrifeHayes clip on TikTok. I am amazing at getting down with the kids. I am a good teacher in that aspect. I do sometimes skibbity the riz. That's all there is to say, really. You can't get much more with it than that. I don't know if you just saw, but when I said with it, I did a cool hand gesture. I'm even wearing wristbands, mostly to wipe sweat off while I walk on the treadmill, but also to point out how cool I am. Now, my brother got me a Christmas present that I've put on the shelf. My brother obviously knows me very well. He got me a mug, which is great. It's it's a football with a net on the back. And he got me this and he looked in my eyes and he said, "Because I know you love football." And I thought, it's true. I do often away the lads. I do often... I know all the footballers. David, Michael, Ronaldo, Tim, Peter, Sam, another Peter, Michael again, but the same one, Fred. I know them so well that I don't use their last names. Last names, that's for tourists within this. Frodo, George, Ringo, the other members of the Beatles, John. Who was the fourth one? John, George, Ringo, Paul. Paul, that guy. The one that makes a Christmas calendar every year. How does Paul McCartney still put out a Christmas calendar every year? How? I don't know. I'm beginning to suspect these aren't footballers. Oh, you don't understand that. I've met all the football. I've met the man that invented football, John Sportsball. That's who he is. I mean, why do people buy it? No, old women buy it. That's who buys that. Okay. Help me make a better Spark Mage build. Do I need Mind Over Matter? All damage is taken from mana before life, 50% less mana recovery rate. Do I need that yet? I actually don't know if I need that yet. Alright, someone talk me through this. Let's see. Let's go through this, shall we? First one, increase spell damage. Obviously objectively correct. Spell damage, yep, again, the right choice. We could have... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have just jumped to there. That would have been easier, to be fair. Aren't you already suffering mana shortages? I am, but that's only because I have the mana Mind Over Matter. But I've also got a good amulet there. You know, maybe I don't even need to worry about this yet. Hang on, here's an idea. Stash. Here is an idea. Trust me on this one. It might work. Helmet. Check this out. We go with mana. Maximum mana, increased rarity, 24% of damage taken bypasses your energy shield. Gain 28% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. We could look into that. That could be good. That could work with our build. That might be a good choice with that. Spell damage is not needed. More shock and stack mana for Archmage. Okay. Innsmouth. This is a decent hood right here. 25% reduced maximum mana. Stay with me. 100% increased mana regen rate. So we would be getting mana back really quickly. Leocast is mostly for allies and stuff. So we either go with the Disdain or we go with the Innsmouth. So the Disdain, it's decent. Maximum mana, increased rarity, damage taken bypasses, but I'm using my mana anyway, so maybe we try that. Let's just see what my mana regen would go to with this hood, just out of curiosity. So right now my mana regen is 113. That goes to 95. What? Why is it worse with a mana regen hood? Probably because the total mana goes down substantially. And that goes back up. Okay, yeah, cool. So the hood sucks. We now know that. We have learned a thing. What about this badass piece right here? Let's have a quick check. Change it this. Okay. So we gain a lot more energy shield. We actually gain a substantial amount of energy shield right there. We gain 300 energy shield. We do lose a little bit of chaos res, but that's probably fine. I'm going to see what happens if we go with 300 extra energy shield. And then we'll check the vendor for a wand upgrade, see what we've got. Because I've got some good wands. In fact, we can just put you in number 10. Right, wand. Because right now my wand is giving +4 to the level of all lightning skills, which is very good. That one gives +4 to cold. +1 to lightning, 112% increased damage. See, I need something with plus to lightning and increased like everything else. So we'd have to see what this does. Let's just scroll up. Okay, so that's actually slightly worse. I'm mostly bothered about flat damage. The +4 to the lightning skills is really good. So I really don't want to be changing that yet. Let's just go through the tabs and see what other ones we've got, if anything. Extra cold, spell, cold. Fire spells. I don't think we're going to get a better wand for a while. No, I think we're good here. think we're decent, because the +4 is very hard to beat. Without a doubt. See you tomorrow. See you later, Z3. Can you show me your boots and gloves for a second? Sure. The boots are doing... I've just realised nothing for me at all. Accuracy rating, don't need them. Critical damage bonus, don't think that applies. Lightning resistance, I don't care. And physical damage, so the boots are doing... The gloves are doing nothing. I've just realised we could probably... Yeah, I mean, they're giving a tiny amount of crit, but not enough to really care about. The boots, movement speed, maximum mana, and life regen. They're okay. They're okay. The gloves do need to be replaced. What gloves have we got? Let's have a look in the old... Right, what have we got? Ooh, lose 2% of life on kill. That could be good. Intelligence, fire resistance, 100% of fire converted to cold. Could be good. Increased energy shield. Fire resistance, chance to ignite. Here we go. 25% increased attack speed while on full mana. You counters on full mana while on that. There's probably some good gloves in here that we can got. 13 tabs. I needed some spare stuff. Cold damage, no. Ooh, hang on. Hang on. Sacrifice 10% of life to gain that much energy shield whenever you cast a spell. We could use that to kill ourselves really quickly. That might work. I wonder if that's going to be a good choice. Strength, no, not using strength. Reduced attack and cast speed. Lightning damage contributes to electrocution. 14% increased skill speed. No, we don't need that either. And the Painter's Servant's gloves, which I don't think are very good. The Painter's Servants are a bit weird. 33% of all damage is converted to like a different damage type. Can we offer to buy you stash tabs? No. No, my stash is perfect. I'm not going to go through the bank again, but the bank is perfect. Genuinely. I am doing a shock build though, so electrocution could be good. Reduced cast speed though, I'm not really a fan of. On what am I standing? I'm standing on a treadmill, but the treadmill is actually forcing me to rest. I've been walking on the treadmill for a while, but in fact I've been walking for 2 hours and got 10,000 steps. The problem is the treadmill forces you to rest after 2 hours of walking. Those gloves would remove shock. Yeah. In fact, let's see if we've got any gloves, shall we? What gloves have we got? These are the same, these are just spares that we've got in here. Plus 20 to intelligence, fire damage converted to cold. I mean, we could see what happens if we do this. It's just got 190. We'd gain 60 damage on Spark. Could be good. Let's go back into the stash. Put these gloves away. Right, gloves. We need some lovely gloves. I will go through my stash tabs one more time for anyone that's new. Let me explain what's in the stash tabs here. There is a system to this bank. Stash tab 1. Right, here we go. Stash tab 1. Runes. Also ultimatums. Some of them I can't use. Also the Jin buyers. And then all of the jewels and some of the currencies from the maps like catalysts and essences. That's tab 1. Looks good. Organised. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with this. Tab 2. This is where the problems start. Maps. Precursor tablets. Got all of those. Some paranoias. They shouldn't be there, but they are. Couple of skill gems. Why are they there? We'll get to the answer later. A wand that I can't use that's actually very good. Helmets, gloves, again, can't use them. They're good though. And rings. Rings I can probably improve at some point. Tab 3. This is where it all starts crumbling, to be fair. Gloves that I can't use, a helmet that I could use, a couple of other things, rings, belts, it's fine. Tab 4 is other. This is more of a miscellaneous group of tabs. Tab 5 is everything that stacks. So, a couple of rings, they don't stack, but they go there. 2 utility belts. I can't at 1 divine orb. Check me out rolling in the cash. So 2 utility belts. Why do I keep those? Because if I had a chance orb, I could potentially upgrade them to ingenuity. Except I can't because they're not the right item level to be re-rolled as ingenuity. So they're actually pointless, but I'm going to keep them there anyway. There's also a single gargantuan life flask. I'll never use it. Tab 6. That's just a mishmash of stuff. There's 1 quiver there that I've not even identified. I will at some point. Tab 7. More stuff and things. Just general stuff. Tab 8. General. Tab 9. Nothing yet. Tab 10. That's the overflow. 11. This is spare rares and uniques. Apart from the things that aren't unique. And then occasionally 13 is big tab. Josh, I saw on YouTube you got a treadmill for walking. It's there. It's underneath. I'm walking on it. In fact, I'll start again in the next 5 minutes when my treadmill mandated wait period is up. Apparently the treadmill can run for half an hour. Sorry, 2 hours at a time and then it stops. Why do I have a skill gem tab and random skill gems in other tabs? That's pretty obvious. It's because the skill gem tab is full. Do I need to pick up every skill gem? No. Will I? Yes. There you go. Pretty simple answer, really, isn't it?
Let's get
I know that I'm not going to find any use for that level 12 skill gem because if we just scroll through, well, I mean, do I need this many level 14 uncut skill gems? Probably not. Do I need this many of I mean, level 4 is running a bit low. We're running a little bit low on the level 4 skill gems. And then I've also got all of these. Do I need them? No. Do I have them? Yes. Yes, I do. Maybe. I might do. Who knows what the future will bring? No one knows what the future will bring. No one's quite sure. I'm going to just identify all this stuff that I've picked up. Hang on. What have we got? Increased energy shield, stun resistance, stun threshold. Can sell you. Are any of these good? Bow attacks, fire, an additional arrow. No, these are all bad. They can all be sold. Oswald! We sell you these, my friend. Right, what you got for me, Oswald? Show me some sexy stuff. Show me some sexy things. Should we just buy some gloves and then exalt them and just risk it? Risk it for a biscuit. What gloves have like a good base? That's got a good base. Maximum mana, but it requires strength. You know what? What we'll do is we'll do a bit of a glove hunt. That's what we'll do. We'll go on a glunt. That's what we like to say in the Path of Exile community. And I'll see if I can find anything sexy. For now, I'm just going to stick some stuff, see we're out of space, so you go there. Everything else I've actually set up to automatically fit. You can just go there, obviously. Do I have any gloves? They're unidentified. Requires 57 strength, though. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use them. Not got the strength.
What have you learned?
No, they're not even that good. I'll sell them. I'll get rid of them. You got to have the low-level one for the Vaal gamble. You do, don't you? Let's just sell you. The screen flickers, by the way, for some reason. I don't know why. It just does that. It's just a thing that happens for some reason with this exact graphics card. Right, let's find some gloves. Let's go and find some gloves. Do a good little glunt. There is a glitch. Apparently there is. Where it just likes to flicker. I mean, I'm running it at 600 pixels high, so that's probably exactly why. Is my PC down? No, PC's fine. PC's doing really well, actually. Let's do this. The vendor has a decent pair. I couldn't wear them. I'm pretty sure I couldn't. I mean, I'll go back and check. But I'm 90% sure the vendor did not have a good pair of gloves. Okay, let's see what we've got. The base with energy shield. That is what I need, isn't it, really? I need energy shield and mana more than anything else. All of this, by the way, is just being done to gear up my gemling. My gemling, that's my boy. That's my one. Here we go. 1 minute 30 remaining on the rest. So you said that there was a... The N plus 20 to lightning resistance. Are we buying these gloves? Okay.
About time
We've
that
bought.
one's sold. If you hear a click,
Now let's start to do some rolls, shall we? It's a magic item. So we want to... We don't need the upgrade in normal. We need a tunes a magic item with a random modifier. Here we go. Here we go. Augmenting. Is this going to be good? Remember, we are a spellcaster, so we need mana, mana regen, and intelligence. You give me one of those things, we're going to be good. Maximum energy shield. It's not bad. Like, it's not the worst. We can only go for 2. We now need to upgrade that to a rare item, don't we? What orbs do that? Ooh, okay. That would be your orbs, or your regal orbs. We've got a lot of regals. That's not bad. It's decent. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got 18 cold resistance. That's 2 resistances. Is it worth exalting this 3 times? That's pretty good. Cold resistance. Let's just take off these. Okay, so we don't lose that much. Oh, hang on. We've got a beep. You know what that means? It means here we go. Let's get fit. Come on, machine. I just walked and was like, no, you need to rest again. Not enjoying walking with me, machine. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Now the cardio kicks in. There's no way that I can break a machine after walking on it for 2 hours. The only thing I can think of is that if I walk this way slightly, putting pressure to the left, and attempt to realign the center. Because it's a pad that obviously goes around. There we go, we've realigned. Right, let's try and exalt this, shall we? Let's get some exalted orbs, let's throw it on. We're about to gamble. Get ready to gamble. Ready for the gambling? I'm ready for the gambling. Exalted orbs being thrown on to the advanced intricate gloves. Give me a good stat. 67 to maximum life. That's not a bad stat. That's not a bad stat at all. Throw me some more. 24 to fire resistance. We have got a triple resistance pair of gloves. Okay. That's not bad. We've got energy shield, life, and all 3 resistances. You give me one more good thing and we are laughing. Oh, 327 to accuracy. That's... oh, ruined it. Literally ruined it. Do I even need accuracy as a mage? Rip on accuracy. Yeah, it's still pretty good. I'm still going to wear it. We could Varl it. We could increase the quality. I mean, health's gone up now. Resistances are slightly higher than they were. Just very slightly higher. Use the socket to add more res and HP. We could... do I even have a spare socket maker thing on it? Let's find out. Stick you back. I actually don't know if I have a spare socket maker. Which would be an armorer's orb. Oh no, I've got 4. Sweet. Okay, cool. So let's just slam a socket onto you. Could even put one on the boot if I needed to. No, I'm good. The armorer's orb there, and now we go to the rune tab, which I know. What's good on the rune tab? If you Varl, then Artificer's orb first. Okay. Just checking that we're all good on the walking path still. It's a Christmas present, so it's got to be good. It should be able to handle at least 2 hours of walking a day. Easily. Wait, before you add the rune. So what do I want from the rune? That's the question. Give them, before you add the rune, give them quality. Will that, can I not quality when the rune is in there? Surely I can quality when the rune is in there as well. Pretty sure I've done that before. Press C and see what res you're missing. Right now, all of them. This is not the end game build. I'm not going to worry about this at all. Rune is the last thing. These gloves are probably going to last me for like 3 or 4 levels before I upgrade them. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. What I am going to get out there is probably mana regen. 15% increase mana regen. Ooh, 20 to maximum mana. What's more important? What's more important? Mana regen or just 20 more mana? 20 more mana's... Add cold res, trust me. No. This is not the end game build. 20 to maximum mana. Yeah, mana's currently 1333. Yeah, why the hell not? Let's go with maximum mana. In. Done. Let's put these back in the thing. Oh, I've already got them. So you go with the other spares. Anyone who's angry and annoyed about that, it's a game. Also, it's going to be changed very quickly. I'm going to upgrade these gloves, you know, in no time. And I think we want to return to... It was the Lost City, wasn't it? Search for the Molten Vault. Enter the... the Temple of Kopek. That's what we've done. Oh, this is the sun thing, isn't it? Yeah, this is the massive sun temple. I liked this. The sun temple was cool. Thank you. Thank you for being happy for me. I appreciate that. Will I make another stash video? I just have. I just have. I'm sorry that you missed it. But that's what I did. So I'm going to get at least 10,000 steps a day in just walking 2 hours on a treadmill. This is great. Now if I die here, this is your fault for telling me to make the wrong gloves. That's what I'm going to go with. My death here, entirely on you. Don't run past the massive ball of sun. That's one thing you shouldn't be doing here. However, I might have enough resistance to just kind of YOLO it. Excellent. That's what we needed. Oh, oh hello. Hang on a tick. We can just stand here and do this. Oh, no, we can't. That was your fault. You didn't tell me that I actually needed cold resistance on the gloves. Also, who said cold resistance when we're about to go into the Temple of the Sun? Like, we're about to go into people who worship a giant ball of fire. Best prepare for ice. We've got a level. Random fact, when you go to the leveling screen, the game pauses. Where do we put this level? I think we want to go with shock, don't we? Shock magnitude. 10% increased duration, Where's the old shock? The damage seems a bit low. That's because it's low. I could probably go with, like, increased spell damage and increased cast speed. Spell damage is probably more important. Let's see where the damage nodes are. What's that one? Where are my big badass damage nodes? One there I could get. I probably want to do the... Probably just take this. 8% increased spell damage. Seems good. Remember that once I've done my 3rd Ascendancy, I'm going to get more damage from the Arcane Surge passive as well. Walk the route of the skill tree. I am walking the actual path of Exile. That's what I'm doing. Everyone else is just purely posing as they play the game. Mainly where your mouth is, walk the actual path. The left of the big triangle nodes works for you. I will be remastering the build entirely. Hang on, let me just try and kill this person that sent giant angry fireball at me. Ooh, tier 1 waystone. And some scrolls of wisdom. Always open the chest. Gold chests should contain at least one gold item. Somebody tell Grinding Gear Games that gold chests should contain at least one gold item. Otherwise, what's the point? I will take increased effective arcane surge soon. Right now, all I need is damage and survivability. And I know that sounds kind of redundant to say, because all you ever need is damage and survivability. I suppose it sounds silly to say, I just need to do more damage and not die. I mean, that's literally the entire game. This boss is going to be a bit of a challenge up here. I do like this boss, though. Are there any mercenary players around? I have not... Yes, actually, I've played the Gemling Legionnaire. So, not really mercenary, but similar playstyle. We're going to get to maps, we're going to start farming maps, and you're going to help me learn how to farm maps. Because, here's a secret, I don't actually know what I'm doing when it comes to maps. People keep saying, oh, you got to juice your maps. How? Is it just putting precursor tablets in towers? Is that it? When you start a map, you have four slots to put the kind of waystone into. Do you just put one waystone in and then juice all the towers around it? Do you need to put other stuff into those selection boxes? Because I really genuinely don't know. Because I've juiced them, the phrase we use. I've juiced them by finding towers, sticking precursor tablets into the towers, and then making the maps harder. And I put some points into my Atlas passive tree, where I just increase rarity. But I have not put anything else into the four selections of those maps. You can orb the maps. I mean, yeah, obviously orb your maps. Everyone knows to orb their maps. And of course I know what that means. But why don't you tell me what you think it means? And I'll tell you if you're right. I think I got away with that. Don't think anyone else will understand or know where I was going with that. Use your crafting currency on... Oh, yeah, I've done that, because that makes the maps blue and then gold. Yeah, obviously I'm orbing my maps. I thought it was putting something different into the waystone compartment when you have the waystone compartment. I see. Josh, how do I talk for so much, for so long, and not injure my voice? It's very simple. You only injure your voice when you say things that are relevant or worth saying, and I just talk a load of shit for like 3 hours, so it doesn't actually matter. You also do learn genuinely to talk softer and slower and not emphasize anything. There's a way of talking without straining your vocal cords. Game of sups in a game of sips. Right, here we go. Right. We're on distance. Nearly walked another kilometre. Alright, come on, big angry sun man. What you got for me?
You are mindless.
Now I do remember struggling on this guy quite a bit. For this attack specifically. You have to just keep running. If that attack gets you, oh, you're in trouble.
It radiates.
So I'm doing way better than I thought I would. Like, substantially. So what is that attack on R? Oh, I see. It's kind of siphon the enemy's health. Gotcha. I don't need that right now. Oh, well, we're surviving. Just about.
My blood burns.
Well, that worked.
Will be saved.
The humans should remain our servants.
Got us a
not
zealot
our
bow.
masters.
Some more orbs. And 88 intelligence gloves. I could use those. Let's see if they're any good.
All ingenuity
The trick
never
is to not
ceases
get
to
hit.
amaze me.
Walking and gaming is so odd I can't. Well, Keck, consider this.
How can
I want to spend my time burning calories and being healthy.
Runes.
But I also want to spend my time playing video games.
Blood and
If I have 1 hour free, I could walk
It's
for an
not blood.
hour.
Offering it someone
Or I
of
could...
foul
Okay, why
blood.
can't I move?
Perhaps if
I could walk for an hour, or I could play video games for an hour. But what if? What if, through some miracle of science, I could do both?
Truly something. The apex. It's opening.
So I'm just on this thing here.
Goodness me.
This cam is like 50% useless. You can squeeze it on the left. Good point. I could. Let's do that.
We're back in the encampment.
Yeah, we've gained a load of screen space
We
now.
were right on top of this device the entire time. Oh. What? It's some sort of gateway.
Maybe I could just do this instead.
How incredible!
Now we're walking. Now we're gaming. Let's go through the gateway to the past, shall we? And now we're in the past. It's rather annoying to transition between the past and the future.
In the flesh.
Kind of irritating to do so, to be fair.
My name is Alva Valai. It was I who...
Well, I'm going to go and have these gloves identified. They might be better than the ones we made.
Oh, I think we pose a threat. Let's go on.
Prepare for the screen to flicker because there's a weird glitch. Yo, what are these gloves? Tell me. Plus 10% increased energy shield. Oh, 41. 8 to maximum life. They're not good. And the bow is also not good. Oswald,
Local.
you say some things, my bro. What you got for me? I've not leveled up, so you got nothing. You got nothing at all. I mean, to be transitioning between the past and the future is very easy. I am a time traveller. I move forward through time at a rate of 1 second per second. Time travel is very, very easy in one direction. It's when you want to go the other way, that's when things get a bit complicated. But, you know, going forward in time, we've almost mastered it. We care more about you walking than playing the game. Could you swap the screens around? I know what you're all here for. Wait, Josh is actually that short. No, I've just got the camera positioned higher. I am almost 6 foot. You got to get that almost in there. You got to get it in. I'm wearing my lunging jeans. Don't you worry about that. Lunging jeans are definitely there. See? They're there. Into Exile we go. Put the cam on the floor so you look super tall. I am 5'11". 1 inch short of being handsome. Now let's just kill these guys. Turns out this was the map that I was really good at for some reason. And I don't know if it's just in my bones or in my genes, but travelling to an ancient civilization, invading and killing all the natives, just seemed like the British thing to do. When they said, like, okay, yeah, you're going to travel to the Aztec/Mayan area, invade and slaughter them. I'm like, well, time to channel the old ancestry. Weren't you 5'10" last year? I grew. 5'11". That's where we are now. I measured myself. I said I was 5'10" because I've kind of been going off a measurement I've had for like the last 20 years. Oh my god, this guy's energy shield aura stuns. Yeah, sit down. Give me your waystone. Give it to me. To be fair, they were sacrificing. No, Josh, what happened to the new stream layout? It's still there. I'm just testing where this goes. The walking desk and the walking stream will be a thing that happens more. Provided this walking desk can actually handle me walking for 4 hours at a time. because it seems to have an auto rest after half an hour, which if anything I think makes it weak. Although to be fair, it's got a smallish motor. It probably doesn't want to keep going for 4 hours. I still think this is probably one of the most healthy decisions I've made this Christmas. But if you're just joining us, this is a literal walkthrough of Path of Exile 2. I have completed your worst MMO ever series. Well, thank you very much. There's more coming soon. There are many, many more of those episodes to be made. Worry not, there are so many bad games, we're not even close. What's my build in the game? Spark Mage, for this character. The actual build that I want to build is stat stacking gemling Pillar of the Caged God, which I've got, but I don't have some of the rare uniques needed to make it good. So this is my farming build to get the uniques needed to play the build that I want to play. I will show you the stat stacking build tomorrow. I've got the Pillar of the Caged God, but not the right one. I've got the Hands of Wisdom in action. And that's about it, really. I've not got the Astramentus amulet that you need. I've not got the Moria body armor that you need. I have not got the Ingenuity belt that you need, or any of the crazy powerful rings that you need as well. There's a lot of stuff that you need to make the stat stacking Gemling Legionnaire work. It's extremely powerful when you've got all the stuff. Like, it's super good. But if you don't have all of the overpowered items, it's average at best. And I was watching all of those amazing YouTube videos of people doing, you know, crazy damage, super fast attacks. I'm thinking, oh man, I can't wait till I get there. And then I realised that the problem is you need to have all these insanely rare items. Am I playing solo self-found? Nope. I'm just not buying stuff on the trade house. Mostly. Purely out of just stubbornness, really. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared am I of the spreadsheet dwellers from EVE Online? I feel that you can get the feeling, the general vibe of a game within a couple of hours. If you can't, it's a badly paced game. While I'm not saying you can experience everything the game has to offer in a few hours, you should understand what you're in for. I think that's what I try and drill into people when I explain game design. When someone says, oh yeah, you know, unless you've played this game for 100 hours, you don't even know what it's like. I'm like, well, that's bad. Because you should be able to play something for 100 hours and know what it's like. You should know kind of what you're going for within a couple of hours. Think of a game like Elden Ring. There are hundreds of hours of content in Elden Ring, but after you've played it for 1 to 2 hours, you kinda know what the vibe is. EVE, I think, is one of those games where I would not be able to get the vibe within a couple of hours because of just how complicated it is. Is that a good scepter? Ooh, no. No, it's not. I've still got the chart, by the way. The spreadsheet chart. That will never go anywhere. That will be one of the most important parts of my channel's history. I will play EVE at some point, but I feel that EVE is one of those videos that requires a I spent 100 hours in EVE Online should you kind of treatment. When you get stunned, you cannot roll, and the problem with mages is they get stunned all the time. I don't know if I'll be able to level up as well from this. I'm not sure if we'll make maps on this character tonight, but I'll definitely be mapping on it by tomorrow. The Curse of Extremely Low Life. Yeah. Weirdly, my Gemling Legionnaire is remarkably tanky. He just does low damage. Needs some serious upgrades to him to make him better. Eve needs a human guide. See, I've had so many people email me for every game I've ever played, and including many games I haven't played, and they're like, hey, I'm a big fan of this game, I've been playing it for years, if you ever get into this game, let me know, I'll happily show you through it. And while I appreciate all those emails, I have to explain the reality of I should be able to experience and enjoy the game without a guide. And two, when you say, hey, I'll show you through it, you do understand that's going to mean you and me sitting together for the next 12 hours while I ask you as many questions as I can, and you explain everything repeatedly. It's not going to be fun for you. Oh, this guy's so fast.
No mana. Die! Forgotten!
And we've got him down. Intelligence. Ooh, hang on, let's have a look at this. Energy shield, accuracy, mana, light. Is that better than my current helmet? No, it's not, because my current helmet is a special helmet. Extra energy shield is going to really help. That's going to be a big one. Some people would love to talk about what they know about for hours. They would, but that's not what you would be getting if you were helping me learn a game for hours. It would be... when I actually create content, it's a remarkably boring process. It's a remarkably slow process that ends up being much, much more analytical than most people would end up enjoying. I mean, I appreciate the input. The danger as well is that I end up working with someone who has a reputation within the community that's not very good, and then I end up being connected to them, which is... it's often not worth the risk. It sounds horrible, but I've got to consider it. Grim Feast is at least keeping me quite a lot tankier, which is lovely. Ooh, hang on. Let's just see what these boots are I just picked up. They might be good. We have got, currently wearing movement speed, mana, lightning resistance, fire resistance. Okay, my current boots are giving me really good life regen, so even though life isn't my primary resource, it's still nice to have a little bit of regen going on. What's the flashing nail icon? Quests. Explore Exile in the past. It just reminds you what you're meant to be doing, but thankfully, because I've done it a couple of times, it's something I kind of tone out. Oh, good, it's this boss. I am massively unprepared for this boss. Let's see how well this goes, shall we?
Don't worry.
Anyone who knows anything about this boss knows how difficult the Viper can be.
Which one of you activated the gate? Which one of you is a Val blood?
Why, that was me, of course.
This is going to be... I'm not tanky enough for this.
Treasure hunter extraordinary.
All the spears. Here we go.
Bring her to Doriani. As for you, I will.
You're stuck on this boss right now.
Drop of Val blood
Let's give it a go.
You have spilled. I will not relent. Bow to your queen or die.
So flat damage with fire. Fireball by being next to her. It's oddly safest sometimes standing right next to enemies.
You will fall.
Gotta keep the fire up. Okay, here comes the spear. Oh, no, she's doing the aerial thing now. This is the complicated part, avoiding all the big circles. Lots of rolling. Spear time! Now thankfully you do have the ability to dodge under them. You've just got to focus on it. Can't read the chat while doing this, sorry.
I will crush you, insect!
Tell you what though, my regen is kind of working. This is why I take mana regen instead of health regen. Thing is, I am now out of mana pots, and my mana pot does not have manual refill. Oh, if we die here. There we go. That was lucky. That was far more luck than skill, to be fair. Now I've got to make sure I don't die to these guys. That was way more luck than skill. Support gem. Don't need it. I'm going to take it. Is the helmet I've got any good? Nope. How is that luck? You dodged everything. I pressed space at a lucky time. Now watch me die to like basic enemies. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be defeating the boss first time and then getting wrecked by some random off-screen explosion. It's my emotional support gem. It is. I'm going to turn it into something emotionally supportive soon. I'm still going to need a ton of gear to turn this into an actual farming build. I'm going to need to respec a lot, rebuild a lot, probably relearn a lot of exactly how farming Spark works. I've seen a couple of videos of how it's meant to work, but I've never quite... There we go. Absolutely destroyed by like a Gelid Zealot. Just a basic dude. We can see Josh playing in windowed mode. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can, see? I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I'm not playing in windowed mode. I need to level a Spark Mage up to like 70 and then work out what actual equipment I need. Respec, reassess, become farm, do the ascendancies, get the third ascendancy, get a bigger arc. I mean, to be fair, I could just respec the second ascendancy. Instead of 2 shocks at the same time and 20% increased chance to shock, why don't I just go for the Force of Will right now? That's probably going to be an because shock, as good as it is more of a boss killer. Because you want to then use the shock to do a load of damage to the boss. My problem isn't necessarily the boss. My problem is all of the mobs getting to it. So what I could do is go to the past and respec. Is respecing still a huge chore? Then I'll show you. Talk to the hooded one, respec passives, take these 2 out, put them into there, go. There we go. Now the shock does make enemies take more damage, I understand that, but 35% damage on a clear, where I'm killing something in 1 to 2 seconds anyway, is not going to be a major problem when I can just double the effect of Arcane Surge on me, which is 1% increased effect, and Arcane Surge is 10% more cast speed and 20% more mana, and we can see now that Spark has gone up to 2,400 already. Yeah, so we're casting faster with more mana. We should be able to clear it faster with this. I've watched your YouTube a bit, but only just realised you sound like Liam Neeson. Well, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I learnt the speech many years ago for when people call me on wrong numbers. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If it's money you want, I can tell you I don't have it. And I do have a very particular set of skills. Skills I've gained over a long and arduous career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. I won't look for you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. And they generally hang up after that. People are like, we just wanted to call about your car's extended warranty. I'm like, no, listen. Listen, I'm doing a thing. I learned this, so you will listen. It's rude of them to hang up afterwards. You know, if they're going to call me at that point, the least they could do is listen. I was told, hang on, you can't change ascendancy trees. You can't change ascendancy trees, no, but you can respec the points within the tree you're in. Respecing points is relatively easy unless you want to completely change around how your tree works. Then you're looking at some serious cash to be spent to get from one side to the other. because you can't leave breaks in the tree, and getting from one side to the other is an absolute pain. So if I wanted to completely respec my gemling, I'd have to spend like 400,000 gold on it. How high is my evasion? No. It is 0. My armor's 1%. I am, however, blocking 35% of attacks, so that's a win right there. That's a pretty good number. But my evasion is no. Does that explain why I'm taking as much damage? My armor is 1%. I have 35 armor, and it all comes from my shield. It's not so much evasion as evage off. That's what it is. If anything, I'm dodging into the attacks. Just let me tank him. I'm tanking with my energy shield, my health, and if anything, just my faith in myself. I have noticed that Arcane Surge is doing me quite a bit of a favour right now and actually damaging enemies quite a lot. The Spark clear speed is not terrible. It's going to get better. I could probably upgrade the quality of the Spark Gem itself, seeing that the Spark Gem is level 14. If I have a level 15 gem, I could upgrade it. Alas, I do not. I am literally face tanking with this. What did I just join? What gave you this idea? Efficiency. Yeah. I didn't want to choose between going for a walk and playing video games, because I know that both of them are fun and good for me. So I decided to do both. Someone said you should make a step-by-step guide to Path of Exile 2, and I took that very literally. So yeah, now we're just walking through Rayclast, walking through Utzal, seeing what's going on. Like, come walk with me. This is a walkthrough. How much are we on now? We're on 2.5 speed, a little bit slower than last time. Let's just stick that on that. Go a little bit faster. We're up to how many steps? It'll change in a second and show me. I did 10,000 last time. We're on 35 minutes again this time. And we're up to... Come on, show me the step count. My god, you've got an internal step counter. I've got to wait for the screen to cycle through. We've done another 1.4 kilometers. 2,700, so we've done 13,000 steps so far during this stream alone. I'd say 13,000 steps is pretty good. The number of people making the same walking pun is incredibly high. Well, there aren't that many. It's immersion. My character's walking, I'm walking, I feel their pain. I can empathise and connect with them. So when are we getting Legacy of Kain 3? I do mean Defiance, eventually. Once they decide to remaster it. If they decide to remaster it, that'll be great. I'd like to play it. I wish that I had more... It's not even armor, it's stun resistance. That's what I need. I need stun resistance. Because I'm getting stunned the moment I'm getting hit. And once this becomes like a one-shot pinnacle boss destroyer, easy. My problem is not single enemies, my problem is mobs. Spark is meant to be good at clearing them. I need a greater Jeweler's Orb as well, so I can stick... I think I've got 3... Oh no, I need a perfect Jeweler's Orb, alright. Yeah, they're expensive. So perfect Jeweler's Orbs right now I think are like 3 Divines, which I do not have spare. Let's see if I can just chill this guy by being near him. Yeah, there we go. Isn't stun threshold based on max life? Possibly, but I think it's also based on armor. There are hidden values to armor, like movement speed penalties. They don't tell you this in the game, but if you wear a shield, heavy shield, or heavy armor, you have a 5% movement speed penalty. It's just not listed inherently on the armor, it's just there. What are my supports for Arc? Do you mean Spark? Spark, I've got Arcane Tempo, 25% more cast speed. Persistence, 40% more skill effect duration. I've got Acceleration, 40% more projectile speed. And I've got Inspiration, 40% less cost. So, fast, zoomy, maintaining, cheap. Which is decent, to be fair. It's just strange that the armors all have a speed modifier. And the armor that I'm wearing right now I can't change because it's a unique and it's kind of enabling this build, which is 50% of maximum life converted to energy shield and 100 plus energy shield. And I suppose that I've not got that much life, to be fair. Like, if I take the body armor off, I lose... Actually, yeah, quite a lot. I lose... 800 energy shield. I'm going to keep that on. You'd remove the projectile speed for a damage one. We could look into doing that. We could even do it. Hang on, we might be able to do it now. Oh, we can do it now. We've got the things on us. This is great. Let's just do this. So, Spark. What do we want? Damage. Let's have a look at all the gems we could possibly use. Increased critical. I've got Grim Feast, don't you worry about that. Grim Feast is there. There we go. Oh, controlled destruction. 30% more damage, but cannot deal critical hits. Potentially. Potentially. I'm sure there's one of them that says you just deal like 40% more damage, but you do it slower. Let's go with more damage. Let's have a look. Is it increased damage, maybe? Considered casting. 15% less cast speed, but deal 40% more damage. That's good, I want that. Why don't I have that? I've currently got it on something. I've got that on Cast on Shock Comet. Let's go with considered casting instead of projectile speed. So 2454 2910. Alright, we've increased. The sparks move slower. So they move slower but hit harder. Let's see if it's any good. Now, it might sound good. Oh, they hit harder. With the sparks moving, they bounce around more, which means one spark can hit something 2, even 3 times. With them bouncing and moving slower, they don't get to repeatedly bounce through something. Moving slower also means they don't go as far. That's true. And I kind of want to be clearing stuff off the screen before it gets to me. That's the ideal. So what could I take off? 40% more duration, that's important. Less cost. If I change the less cost, how fast am I... Oh, I'm burning mana way too quickly with that. I'm going to keep it with what I've got for the time being and we'll upgrade as we go. Yeah, faster, bouncier is good. Because then one spark can hit one thing 2 to 3 times. Why am I playing at 480p? I resent that. I'm playing at 1067 by 600. And the answer is because that's my New Year's resolution. Try the chaining node to the right of the passive tree. What are we talking about here? Chaining, are we? Where are we talking about chaining? Not seeing the flashes. What's the like over here, are they? Unless you mean to the left of the passive tree. The top. Okay. Either I'm being remarkably blind, which is possible. I'm looking for where bottom right of the box. Oh, this is fun. Oh, there we go. These things. Chain additional time. Chain and additional time. Yeah, we can go with those. Ooh, I wonder if we can take off some points and stick some points on there. That might work. When we level up, we're going for there. Okay, when we level up, we'll go for the chains. See what happens. See the big triangle of passives to the left? It's their elemental damage. I will, when I get to level 70, redo the build. I'm currently level 65. We are close. Because level 70 is the level that you'll always come back to and you don't lose experience from. Once you get level 71 and beyond, you start to lose experience on death in maps. Which means every level from there is kind of a challenge, a grind. But I've managed to get my Gemling Legionnaire to level, I want to say 80. Yeah, you all thought I wouldn't do that. Some of you thought I would die. No faith. No faith, no belief. Didn't die. Did remarkably well. I appreciate your honesty when reviewing games. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Into Agorat we go. Right, it has just gone 9 o'clock. I have walked. As soon as this changes, I'll be able to tell you. Another 2 kilometers for a total of 14,000 steps today in the last 3 hours and 20 minutes. So tomorrow we will continue. I will show you the Gemling Legionnaire. We will begin to farm maps with the Spark Mage, and I will continue to do another 10,000 steps. No, 15,000 steps. We will burn off the Christmas weight, and it will be the year of getting ripped and hench. I've even got the wristbands on. That's how you know how serious I am. What's my stream schedule? That's very simple. I stream on Saturdays at 7 o'clock UK time and Sundays 4 o'clock UK time for about 3 to 4 hours each. If you can't remember those times, I've actually created a handy little rhyme, and if you remember the rhyme, you'll remember the time. The rhyme goes like this. Saturdays at 7, Sundays at 4. That's the rhyme. Remember that, and you'll know exactly what time I'm streaming at all times. I will be your Henry Cavill from Temu, and I will see all of you lovely people tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Take care. Good night.